to 90 Miles from Comics podcast. I am your host, as always, Chad, and I am here with a very, very special guest, my friend, Jeffrey Komikhan Henson. What's going on, brother?
Hey, not much, man. Thanks for having me tonight, dude. This has been pretty cool.
No, thanks for joining me last minute. I know I kind of hit you up last minute to do this, but it was necessary. I needed some help. So I want to thank you first off just for joining me. And
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so, no problem, man.
Sweet. As I'm sure the chat will hopefully fill up because I know we're going up against a couple other live.
Yeah, it's pretty hard these days with all the live streams going on, you know?
Hey, we got Dark Mufasa in the building. What's up, Dark Mufasa? He is a family member from the MCE YouTube channel.
Oh, nice.
They're the Marvelous Collectibles and Entertainment is what MCE stands for. I'm actually part of the team now. And they pretty much specialize in statues and stuff like that. And they kind of brought me on board to do the comics for them, which is kind of cool. So they actually do a live show every Monday night. I was live with them yesterday, and you can check that out at MCE. So if you get some time, Jeff, maybe you can check that out.
For sure. Now, what about you? Are you into any like figure statues, anything like that? Or are you strictly comics or what?
I guess you could say I'm mostly comics. I have a couple. I mean, I don't have any statues yet. I guess now working with these guys, they probably want to get me to get a statue that I'm sure I'm going to be egged on. But I can see myself in the future having a statue. I just don't know where I would put it and where the fiance would let me put it. That would be a battle. Like,
yeah,
it's a struggle for the comics right now with and how many, I don't have, I guess, a ton of boxes compared to other people out there, but I have, a nice fair amount of boxes and I'm already get some slack for that, So,
yeah, well, it happens, man, for sure. Very quickly, too. You will find that you are going to have hundreds, if not thousands, of comic books before you even blink.
Yeah, and I can just see by your background, too, man. You not just comics, you have some toys, some collectibles. I will say I do have some pops. And I guess outside of comics, you could say I've collected some pops. But my pops are mostly Star Wars. I try to just one thing because just like comics, you can spend a lot of money. So,
man, I don't have any pops, not a single one. And the reason for that is because if I get one, I will go nuts. Like I won't be able to control myself. So I've had to stay away from those, but I have lots of figures, toys. Mostly everything I have is Incredible Hulk and stuff that I've been collecting for like most of my life. But yeah, Funko Pops, I just have to avoid because it'd be like a snowball,
Yeah, no, I hear you. And a few people joined us in the chat. Just going to shout them out real quick, Jeff, if that's all right.
Oh, absolutely.
And we got Dark Mufasa in the building. Highly a comic bro. What's up, man? That's my Miami brother down here. We also have Mr. Gretzky in the building, and we got Comic Head 84. What's going on, man? Thanks for joining us. So, yeah, I mean, and I do have a couple Black Series figures, but literally it's only Thrawn because he's my favorite Star Wars character. But outside of that, I don't have like too many toys. So it's strictly like comics, those pops, and then maybe one day in the future a statue. I hope. But it's cool being on that show because they all get statues and I can like see them and stuff like that. And then, of course, I'm critiquing them like, does it look like the comic?
Well, they've come a long ways, that's for sure, man.
Oh, bro, some of those statues are phenomenal. They're incredible, man.
Yeah.
I mean, as readers in appreciation of comics and art, you can definitely appreciate the art of a statue and like the time and what goes into it, and some of those things are beautiful, and that's why they cost a pretty penny, my friend. I don't know if I can pay that much for one,
No, absolutely not. But I'll tell you what is McFarlane changed the game on all that, I think, because action figures they were toys that roughly resembled the characters for the most part. And then when McFarlane came out with all of his series, they were like almost dead on to whatever, whether it's a sports figure or whether it's a comic book figure, like compared to what they looked like, it was such a jump, such an advanced toy, like I think it really changed the game as far as figures.
Yeah, no, for sure. And McFarlane figures are still like very sought after,
Yeah, absolutely.
And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he just I think he has something lined up with DC for toys or something like that.
It wouldn't surprise me. He's done some incredible work with those.
I mean, outside of McFarlane, who would you like? I guess your top 3 artists.
Far as comic book wise.
Yeah, but you know what? But let's go with like right now.
Yeah, right now. Well,
yeah, right now. Because it's easy to like of all time, right?
Yeah.
Let's go like your top 3 right now, like the 3 books that you look forward to the most, like of course because of the writing, but most definitely the art.
Well, we'll say Alex Ross is probably number 1 on my list. That's probably a little biased, but then I do enjoy Art Germ a lot, and probably Jenny Frison. I really like her work. So those would probably be the 3 that I would go with right now. I mean, it's hard. There's a lot to leave any of the guys these days off.
No, for sure. And we could probably mention everyone, and it's hard to say 3. But I guess the 3 that come to my head, and I guess you already use Alex Ross, but you already see I have the Alex Ross behind me. I won't use Alex Ross then. But all right, my favorite current, I think right now, favorite artist is probably Clay Mann, man. Clay Mann, man. That's no, but Clay Mann. I think he's killing Heroes in Crisis, and there's just something about his art, bro. And like it's matured so much, I think, over the years, and like I think he's like spot on. So I would say like currently, like of like the current realm, he's probably my favorite. And I always look forward to anything that he's doing. I would say the second one's probably Fabak. Oh, look at that.
I mean, Brooks. I left Brooks off. I'm just sitting here looking like, man, like, how can I leave Brooks off? Like, you know, like.
That's in one of these boxes behind me, by the way. You already know I have my first appearance.
Right.
Dude, man, that book has been phenomenal. So, all right, so man, Fabak, and then the last one. We'll say, you know, I might go Bennett, man, because I love this book.
That's a great book, man. I got that one right here.
Even the art is awesome in this book, man.
Yeah.
You know?
I do.
You know, I had to pull my show a little. I got the cover with the Hulk on it. I don't know if you saw that.
I know, man. Like that book. I feel bad that I didn't pick it up. Because it was like one of those, I was like, I've spent too much money already. Should I get it? Should I not get it? I was like,
I was lucky enough. I don't know if my LCS like ordered enough because there was definitely not on the shelves, but there was one in my box, and I don't think it was on my pull. But
they know you.
Yeah, this is the one that was in my box, and I'm like, oh, cool. Yeah, I dig it for sure. Thank you guys. You know.
So. Heck yeah. I'm probably going to pick that up this week if they've got a copy of it when I get back there, because I'm hearing things that new Avengers New Road, they're going to do something. They say that there's going to be something special with that series too. They're planning. So, I mean, I think it's probably a good one to pick up.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, for sure. Right. It's continuing from where they left off. Right.
Yeah. With No Surrender. I heard that they're going to do how they had the Immortal Hulk kind of planned out with No Surrender. That whole thing was kind of planned out that he was going to be a big part of that. I think they said that they're going to try and they got something kind of special lined up with that series too. So.
Yeah. I'm game. You see that if you can't find one, let me know. And if I find one, I got you, bro.
Hey.
You know?
Thank you.
Hey, well, hey, I can pay you back somehow for joining me last minute.
You don't got to pay me back. I do this because I enjoy it.
Hey, and that's why this community is awesome, man. All right, so I guess just kind of. So, what's on your pull list? You know?
Yeah. Oh man, my pull list. I actually have been cutting it down a little bit, but
gotta save a little money. I feel you, man.
Yeah. And then like. I'm trying to get some more back issues and things like that. And the only way that I could really afford to do that was to take a few things off of my pull list, you know.
Yeah, I hear you.
I went through and took some books off that, you know, I either wasn't enjoying or I didn't really have any ties to emotionally or whatever, you know, like. Yeah. But we talked about the Superman, the Bendis Superman. I really enjoy that series.
Show mine off. I'm on that too, for sure.
Yeah,
you know?
For sure.
Yeah, this cover's sick too, man.
Oh man, I love all those. Like we were talking earlier, that Razal Ghal or
bro. I think awesome.
He's such an awesome character, man. That it's just sick. Like I thought. This is one of the series that I just pulled off. This is the last issue that I'm gonna get of the Punisher. I don't know, like we were saying, some people are enjoying it. I wasn't enjoying it too
Yeah,
much.
I think I hopped off on like issue 4. I was just like,
yeah,
it wasn't, pulling me in.
Weapon H was one that I had on my pull list, but this is the last issue of that, so it's off now. And they are doing that Hulk Marine series, which
Yeah, I
is gonna be
saw that.
it's gonna
Are you
be a good
gonna
one,
read
I think.
that? You
I
think?
do.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it on my pull list, and I'm not sure if it's a one shot even or if it's gonna be a series. But when you got Wolverine versus Weapon H versus Immortal Hulk, I mean, I don't see.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, I gotta go add that.
Yeah, I don't see how you can go
Wrong,
too
right?
wrong with that, right?
And it's gonna be a miniseries?
I don't know. That's the only thing that I'm not too sure. I could probably figure it out, but I haven't.
Well,
Yet,
it's gotta
so.
be like a mini or maxi because there's no way it's gonna be an ongoing.
Well, yeah, and I'm pretty sure it's not going to be just a one shot. So
Yeah.
I would think Marvel's been doing a lot of those 5-6 issue series.
Yeah.
So I could see it being something like that.
It's like the big thing with them right now for sure.
Right, and then we got the Guardians of the Galaxy.
Bro,
Got that.
I'm so excited for tomorrow. That comes out tomorrow, number 2. Can't wait.
For sure. I'm a big Beta Ray Bill fan, you know,
Bro,
and I like that they're working him back.
Bro, when he got a little love in Ragnarok,
dude,
like,
yeah.
I was like, oh, like they're just teasing us there. But no, I mean, Beta Ray Bill maybe doesn't get enough love, man.
I know. I don't think he does, man. I don't like 337 has picked up some steam over the last year, but up until that, I feel like he was really undervalued. Donny Cates brought him back in Death of the Inhumans.
I was gonna say, did you read that? Because when he brought him in with the beer oh, bro.
Yeah. There were even rumors that Donny Cates is going to do a series with Beta Ray Bill and Lockjaw, you know, like, so we'll see where that goes. As Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, with this book, the first 3 issues I really struggled with, but I feel like, you know, it picked up a little bit after that. So it's not too bad. I'm sure going with it. Yeah.
I don't know. They had me with that whole like undead Thor thing, and then I was just like, I don't know. And then kind of like to your point, I had to like eventually start cutting it down because my pool was getting so big, man.
That's exactly how mine was. I was spending so much money, and I was like, oh, I just can't do this anymore. So
and that was the ones I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and drop.
Yeah,
so drop that one.
And the thing about that is they're trying to do too many tie-ins. Like it was the Infinity Wars, and then they were doing the mashups, and then it was the Asgardians of the Galaxies. Now it's going to be the War of the Realms. So
yeah, supposedly though, War of the Realms has been planned by Jason Aaron's like a long time ago. So I don't know. I'm kind of excited for that. I mean, I don't know if you've read Thor.
Not the new one, no.
Well, I mean, I guess spoiler alert for anyone out there, and it hasn't been touched yet, but I think it's going to have something to do with the War of the Realms. But Loki becomes the Necro God.
Yeah, that's what's happening right now in the Asgardians of the Galaxy.
So you're still seeing? Oh, so that's bleeding into that. Oh, so maybe I should still be reading that because
right now Loki is basically becoming the Necro God right now in the Asgardians of the Galaxy. So,
Yo, bro, Loki get a lot of love right now in the Marvel comic world. That was something that's something we were talking on the 90 Miles from Comics podcast. Me and the other guys I normally do this with, they normally come over to my house and we sit in my living room. But this is cooler, I think. I think we should all get on this level, you know?
Well, there is a big part of the Incredible Hulk original run when the Incredible Hulk joins the Pantheon. It's like, I can't remember, issue 390s to the 400 issues like that. Agamemnon is the leader of the Pantheon, but Agamemnon is actually the son of Loki. So I mean, we could sit here and run circles around all this stuff, but like Loki and the Hulk and all this stuff, Loki's actually a big part of the Marvel universe. People just, I think they overlook him a lot because Thor always takes all the credit.
No, for sure, and he got a lot of love and a little run in that, in the Infinity Wars where he had the Infinity Stones, and seeing that badass Loki was pretty cool, man. And to see that play out, I would love to see that, see what happens with that.
There's so many ways that they could do this stuff. And I feel like they don't have enough imagination sometimes, you know. Like, all these like re-releases and like let's do something different, you know.
Now, I do know Donny Cates, everyone's favorite writer right now, pretty much. He has pretty much taken over Guardians of the Galaxy, and now he's pretty much also taken over, I believe, of the galactic part of the Marvel universe. I don't know if you know this. Like, I saw an interview on that. So anything that's galactic has to go through him, and like he has to pretty much clear it.
Ah, that makes sense. Like I can totally see that. I totally see that, and that's gonna hold a lot of weight and steam into all the movies and everything now too. Probably like I feel like the movies are heading to space. Like that's what I feel like they're trying to do.
Yeah,
with a lot
that's
of
what
them.
they're doing with Captain Marvel, right?
Yeah.
They see it that way, give you more of the space. But
yeah, Guardians of the Galaxy and everything.
can I ask you, are you scared with no James Gunn? Because he was kind of like the leader in the frontier of the space MCU.
A little bit, but I think they're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
I feel like they can recover from that. I don't know. I know everybody was pretty disappointed that he was gone and everything, but there's a lot of talent out there. Like I said, Donny Cates, give it to Donny Cates. Let him go. Shoot.
Yeah.
See what happens. You know, they have so much money that I think they can pretty much recover from just about anything as long as they don't do like a Fantastic Four like Sony or the DC has done with some of their movies. You know, Marvel I think will be all right. They got Disney backing them and everything, so I think it's going to be hard for them to mess up. I mean, they could. There's always a chance, but I mean, I think that they have enough money to where they could probably recover from it.
Yeah, I think, yeah. I just hope they find the right guy.
Yeah, no, I mean,
And I'm sure
that's always tough, but like, why? Maybe they find somebody like Ryan Johnson from Star Wars or something. You know, like I think they could probably do something like that.
Are you a big Star Wars guy?
Yes, but I'm not as familiar with these newer movies as I am the original series.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess Star Wars is one of my favorite things in this world. So
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
yeah, as I was mentioning, like I pretty much just collect those pops. Pretty much, like I love the movies to the animated series and all that, like Clone Wars, Rebels, even this new one, The Resistance. Just, I don't know, man. I guess since I was a kid, I just have loved Star Wars.
Well, what's your favorite movies in the series?
Man, all right. So, I mean, of course, the go-to for everyone, and Empire's #1. But I'm gonna say this, man. Like, it's really close, and it's almost up there with Empire with me. I really love Rogue One, man. I thought that movie was
really
so good. Out of the newer ones. I don't know if you saw it.
Yeah, I have. The only one I haven't seen is Solo, the Solo story. So,
bro, it's not bad, man. It's so much better than what they say.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. I just haven't had a chance to check it out yet. I don't get out to the movies very often, and I just haven't been able to watch it. But it's something I'll definitely give it a shot, though.
Yeah, I definitely recommend it, and I think you will enjoy it because most Star Wars fans do enjoy it. I just don't. Just go in there open-minded, man. It's not a bad movie at all. I think what hurt the movie is it came out too close to the other movie, man. I felt like not even 6 months, and then Solo was out. I think
Right.
they waited until December and just dropped Solo in December, and they would have gotten a better response, and I think it would have been received better. But
that was one of the things that I heard a lot about it was that people thought they were starting to turn it into a cash grab. They were trying to release movies too soon or something like that. But the only reason I haven't seen it yet is I just haven't been to the movies in a while and haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it. So
no, for sure. I mean, I think it's almost at that point where it's on Netflix.
Yeah, well, I'd definitely have to do something. But yeah.
All right, so I guess kind of bring it back to comics, right?
Well, I mean, hey, this is our first time hanging out, so we're having a good time, man.
Right? I'm digging it, man. I love it, bro. So what is your favorite Star Wars movie, I guess, before we move on?
Oh, Ah, man.
You could just say
Return of the Jedi.
Oh, hey, you know what? I always argue Return doesn't get enough love.
That's probably my favorite.
Return is awesome, man. He's got the black on, comes in, saves the day.
Yeah.
I hear you there.
That's a good. Sure. I mean, the original three. I could go with any of them, but we'll just say the Return of the Jedi.
Nice. I dig it. I dig it. All right, so they've got a few more people they think join us in the chat. Oh, Mr. Garrell joined us in the chat. What's going on? We got Sam's Tangle Web up in here, man. What's up, guys? Thank you for joining us. Hi, Leah Comic Bro said he likes Solo, so that might entice you to go see it. Dark also likes Solo, you know?
Yeah.
Mr. Girl says Solo was fine, Rogue One was fine, Rian Johnson's movie was bad.
Yeah, he's giving me a hard time.
Yeah. I guess those are up for debate. I guess the Rian Johnson movie. Okay, my opinion, I guess, on that movie. You get Force Awakens. I don't know if you saw Force Awakens. I know you're not as familiar with those, but Force Awakens comes out. Everyone's loving Force Awakens. They're like, okay, we're liking it. And then about like 2 or 3 weeks later, people start to like look at it and like, yo, this looks a lot like A New Hope, you know? And they're like, we kind of wanted something different. Or at least I was starting to read those things and people felt like it was too much like that. And then credit to Rian Johnson, he comes in and he gave us something different. And then people were like, yo, this is not Star Wars. This is not what we want. What happened to our good old Star Wars? And I think
people get scared of change, though. That's the problem, man.
For
people
sure.
Are just scared of change.
You got to embrace it. I feel like, to me, you got to embrace it. You got to move on, you know? And there's a lot of, I guess, mirror images in the last one with him saying, you know, kill the past. You know what I'm saying? Let them die. So, you know,
we're talking about a franchise that's been around for nearly 50 years. Like, at some point, you can't keep doing the same things over and over. You got to switch it up a little bit.
Exactly, man. I mean, I do think if she would have turned, that would have been super cool.
Yeah, nobody would have expected that at all.
I think that would have been cool. That would have thrown people's minds, you know?
Right.
I know one of the biggest gripes of that movie was the whole Snoke thing, but my argument to that is if you look at the original trilogy, we didn't know who the Emperor was, and they kill him off, right? You know what I mean? Like, you're like, we didn't, and we had no idea that, you know, he was Palpatine in the whole Rise until we got the prequels. So that, to me, there was a lot of mirror imaging even within the Star Wars, because you had that. And then I know a lot of people have the big gripe with Luke saying he wouldn't go off and just do that. But at the same time, when Yoda got defeated by Palpatine, what did he do? He went off to the Dagobah to pretty much go off and die to be left alone. So to me, there as much as people said it wasn't Star Wars, as a Star Wars fan, I try to look, there was so much Star Wars in it. And then my favorite part of that movie, you saw Luke do the most badass thing, and he force projected himself across the galaxy and did the most Jedi thing and caused the least amount of damage and caused no harm to anyone, being a good or bad. Come on, man. The way of the Jedi. And then he goes out. Goosebumps.
It's a big universe, man. Switch it up.
For sure.
Yeah,
you know? But that's my take on that. So I love Star Wars. I even buy the Star Wars comics. That's on my pull too. So
do you? Nice. That's cool. I haven't actually read any of the Star Wars comic books.
I mean, I'll say this, man. If there's any Star Wars comic that anyone should be reading, it's Vader. Vader, the Soul Run was awesome. Even the run before that was awesome. And I highly recommend that you check out that. Because
that's a pretty recent one, isn't it?
Well, there's two. They had one that came out, like, I want to say like 3 years ago. And it was 25 issues. And that was really good. And they gave us Dr. Alpha in that. And she's an awesome character that they gave us. And I hope to see her one day, either on the small screen, the big screen, you know, because she's a sweet character. And she's got these two droids, man. 000 and BT, B2, I forget whatever his name is, but it's BT is what they call him, and 000. They're like,
got Steve Wood in the house.
Yo, what's
What's up?
What? Thanks for joining us, brother.
Oh, no problem. I just wrapped up and saw the hangout. I'm like, yeah, may as well see what's going on over here. So what's going on, guys?
No, not much, man. We're just chilling. We're hanging out. We were just talking some Star Wars. It's kind of like impromptu type deal. I was just mentioning that in that previous Vader run, I don't know if you read it, that we were given Dr. Alpha and these 2 death droids. It's pretty much C-3PO and R2-D2, but death versions of them.
Yeah, totally. I read a little bit of that. That was a fun read.
Bro, awesome read, and I highly recommend it to anyone. And even this previous Charles Soule run was awesome. If anyone,
yeah, I heard great things about that from I think Alex the Comic Quarter was preaching that one big time, and David from Beyond the Blast Doors, he loved that run. But I do like that Karen Gillan run of Darth Vader, especially when they introduced Afra.
Yeah, bro, that's I even still pick up Alpha. I love her as a character, man. Like, she's such an awesome character. And I think it's the 2 droids, though, that really get me, man.
Yeah, I agree. They were fun adds to that story.
And they even had, I want to say they made Black Series figures on them as well.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't realize that. Oh, man. Speaking of figures, I forgot to show my figures in my video, so I'll show them here. Give me 2 seconds.
Awesome, man. All right. So we got to get you some Vader comic books. I'm going to get you some Vader comic books. I got you, Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to have to check that out for sure now.
Yeah, for sure, man. I love spreading the Star Wars love. And I want to thank everyone that joined us here in the chat as well. If you can, hit that like button for us. Help us spread the love. I know Bueller and Tom went live right now. So we're up against the heavy hitters. So anyone in here right now, there's much love to you guys right now because the big guns they're live right now, you know? So
it's all right. The little guns need love too.
Yeah, hey, man, and I appreciate you helping me out, man, because I'm trying to make my way up. You know, I'm not.
Oh, me too. It's okay.
Yet, you know?
Yeah.
So, but hey, man, this is up, man. I'm happy to see Wood joined us, so I can't wait for him to show off the stories. It's probably those turtles. But I got a feeling it's those turtles.
Dare to defy.
So,
yeah, man. This whole Immortal Hulk series has been pretty crazy,
bro. Enjoying it like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finally added that to my pull list.
Are you missing any issues or what?
Yeah, I got the first issue, which I should have just did it then, but for whatever reason I didn't. And then I just kept hearing about it through everybody in the community, and then people are speculating on things, and I'm just like, I may as well just go ahead and have to pull this. So I think I got issues like 1 and then 9 and up.
Okay.
But I'll probably eventually just read the rest on like Marvel Unlimited or something like that. So, but what I've read, it's definitely very fascinating so far. I mean, not only you get a sweet Alex Ross cover, but yeah, that story is just nuts, and I love every minute of that.
I've learned that's the key. If Alex Ross is doing covers, just pick it up.
Oh yeah, you're not wrong.
You know, so you'll eventually it'll pay off in the end. Because even that whole
Red Goblin,
Amazing Spider, the Red Goblin.
I thought you were gonna say that.
Yeah, it was that thing wound up being a huge thing, you know. So if you can, though, you can get the trades.
Yeah, that's probably what I was going to. I'm guessing they're probably going to have a nice deluxe hardcover of that whole run eventually.
Oh, probably. They just released the first trade, I think, a little while ago, and they're already talking about the second one. So
yeah. I think there's 2 volumes out now.
Is there 2?
Yeah, because I have the first volume because I had the first volume in issues, but I hadn't read it yet. But I had the trade, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna read the trade, and then I won't have to open those because that number 2 is going up like crazy right now. So
crazy.
And that's the one that right now is going to be hard for you to find, Seawood.
Yeah, I feel like I bought the issue too, but I don't think I did. It's weird. Like I was like, I heard so much good stuff about it, but I feel like I got the issue too. But I need to look at my bins to see if I did or not. But I don't think I did, but I feel like if that makes sense, it does.
Well, even the second printings are starting to go up now.
Really?
Like, I got the second print. Well, I've got like 5 different prints of the first issue. But this is the second print that's going up, and then I got a second printing of issue number 2, and people are just going crazy over it.
Wow!
Like I was doing to slab it or not to slab it last night with Tony.
Yeah.
And they're all pulling out Immortal Hulk books, and I'm like, are you kidding me? What, really? Like, that's a new book, and you're talking about. I mean, I didn't have any idea that they were heating up that crazy, man.
That's crazy. I didn't realize. I mean, I knew issue 2 was hot, And I figured, I mean, the main reason I picked it up, I knew issue 11, I think it was 11, the first one below all or whatever. I thought that was going to be huge. I'm like, well, I may as well just hop
12.
on there. Or it's 12, sorry.
Yeah.
I think 11 was the start of that story arc.
Yeah, the
That's
hell.
why I was thinking 11. Yeah, so I think it was 12. So I'm like, I got to get on this now before these issues disappear off the shelves fast, too.
Yeah, no, man, it was one of those books, like, I wasn't sure if I wanted to pick up when it first came out, but it was Alex Ross. I'm like, it's Alex Ross. I'm just going to get it. So I'm happy I did. And I've been on it since. It's been a phenomenal read. It's probably been my favorite read of this year so far. I guess, yeah, it started last year and it's continuing on, but it's...
Yeah, I'm with you. I got lucky. I jumped on it from the beginning just because I'm a Hulk guy, you know, so of course I was going to put it on my pull list, right? It is one of the best reads I've read probably ever, not just in the last year. But I mean, you know, I'm coming into this. I haven't been reading my whole entire life, so, but it's definitely one of the best reads that I've picked up.
Yeah, and I guess my other favorite read from last year, continuing on, is Venom, man. If you guys aren't reading,
yeah, I agree.
So good. It's given Venom so many layers, and I'll say this. I mean, I guess you know. I wasn't the hugest Venom fan. Like, I thought Venom was cool, but, you know, Venom in small doses, you know what I mean? This is the first time, like, I guess I've ever cared about Venom. I'm like, okay, I'm invested into this character now.
Well, that's what Donny Cates is trying to do. I was reading that with that last issue when he's bringing his dad and his brother into the series. Donny Cates is working on giving him that Spider-Man, when Spider-Man lost his Uncle Ben moment. That's what Donny Cates is trying to bring into Venom. So when you said he's getting layers, that's exactly what's going on. Donny Cates is trying to layer him into an actual character instead of just this guy that you see once in a while when he's battling Spider-Man or something like that.
And giving backstory to stuff, like, for instance, like creating like why he has the green saliva, like, and stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Like taking a dump, right?
Yeah, he pretty much, yes. Like, he's pretty much taking a
excretion out of his mouth. Yeah.
So I mean, just things, and you can totally tell it's all like stuff that he probably thought of when he was reading Venom as a kid. Like, yo, why?
No, it is.
You know?
Sorry, I keep cutting you off, but you're exactly right. Donny Cates did an interview. It's on YouTube for like a sci-fi, is like SYFI YouTube channel. And that's exactly what he said. He said, Venom was one of my favorite characters when I was a kid. But when I would read these books, I would end up with so many questions. He's like, one of the questions he asked himself was, why does he have the green saliva? What is the purpose of the green saliva? And his answer to that was going to be how he, you know, like excreted his. Yeah.
Bro, that's crazy, man. So
I just like that book because he really goes into exploring the whole origin of the symbiote too.
Yeah,
because usually, like, all we knew is like it came from space basically somehow, and eventually got attached to Eddie Brock after it got to Peter. And they just kind of cut off there. But he goes beyond that and just explores this whole origin, including the whole Null stuff, which I thought that was really awesome.
And then pulling that from the Jason Aaron Thor run, and then all of a sudden he's oh no, that's his first appearance. People are like going crazy, you know? That's just it's good. It's so good. And then Noel as a character now. Like, I hope he gets his own series soon. So
absolutely.
You know, like, and then saying that the word Clintar it's not a planet, it means cage. I was like, oh my God, this is just good.
That's what I really like about Donny Cates, is because you get a lot of these writers, they're going back, they're retconning this and doing all this new stuff. And Donny Cates is almost a historian of the comics because he's taking what we already have and he's wrapping it into his world now. Instead of like, he could just like, oh, all Venom's past was just, you know, that was just retcon. Here's the new Venom. You know, no, he has gone back and he's taken all this stuff and just throwing it in, adding it in. And I think it's awesome.
No, I agree. And I'm lucky that he's going to be down here in South Florida in about like 3 weeks, I want to say, or 2 weeks, actually, 2 weeks. So he's going to be at a con in West Palm, and then he's actually going to, my local comic shop called Cork Comics. He's got 3 locations. He's going to be at one of his locations in Miami on the 4th of March. So I'm definitely going to that because I can get 10 books signed for like $10 or something like that as a subscriber. So I'm totally taking advantage of that. And CGC will be there. So I'm debating if I should slab some things or not. So
nice.
that's, you know, Might be breaking the bank. Yeah, so we got before you show off, I was going to say the figures. We got to see the figures. Shout out to a couple more people joining us in the chat. Frank the Tank. We still have Highly a Comic Bro in here. Sam's Tangled Web. Thank you guys for joining us. No good comics up in here because we got the heavy hitters on Bueller and Tom. So anyone in here right now, definitely appreciate that, man. So thank you guys. See what. Take it away, bro.
So here's the exclusive for your show because I completely spaced and forgot to show these on my stream because I already had them displayed where I wanted and everything, and I didn't take them down to show them off. But I went on the GameStop on Saturday. Somehow I got a Saturday off. Don't ask me how or why. I didn't ask for it. That doesn't happen often in my life. But I was just like, I'm gonna go to the mall because there was like that Target exclusive book from DC Comics, like a DC Giant size that went to Target.
I got 3 of them right here. You want to see one?
Yeah, show it off so that people know what I picked up because that book's still downstairs for me. So it's DC Primal Age. I went to Target because it's connected to the mall over here. So I needed to get a copy of that book because
Did you get any of the toys to go with it?
I did not. But anyway, I was like, the Target is connected to the mall. So there's also a GameStop in the mall. Like, I may as well go to GameStop. I haven't been into one for like over a year because I don't go to GameStop anymore. And I was just like, I feel like I should go there for some reason. I have no idea why. Coincidentally, Chad from the Comic Core was talking about some turtle figure at GameStop or something. I'm like, oh, that sounds kind of cool. But then I forgot about that. So I go into GameStop and there were some turtle figures sitting behind the counter. And I'm just like, man, those look pretty sweet. Like, but those look like they're on pre-order since they're behind the counter. They've never hit the sales floor. But I need to know how I can attain those, whether it be online or anything, because these are the NECA figures, these are pretty highly collectible.
Yeah.
So I go up to the counter, I ask the dude, and I'm like, so what's the story with those turtle figures, man? Those look awesome. He's just like, yeah, we just got these in. Those are all up for grabs. This is the first set we've got in that hasn't been a pre-order. So I'm just like, bag them up.
Did you get all 4 of them?
Oh, yeah. So here's Leo. And these things, the detail on these things is just insane.
Hey, we were just talking about that before you jumped in.
Believe they came as a set at San Diego Comic-Con.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
Now, funny story about that. My brother works for GameStop.
Yeah.
And he just got like a set of 2 in. And he put it up on one of the group chats, and he was telling me people were hitting him up like, yo, how much to Norway? How much is that? Oh, dude, that's so sick.
Now, when I put these on Instagram, I had a couple different people ask about like how they could get them too. And I'm just like, there only was one set in this whole city. But yeah, they were GameStop exclusive. But yeah, Chad's the one. It just kind of hit me at the same time. I'm like, oh yeah, Chad said those were GameStop exclusive. So I should probably buy those because I'm never going to see these on the shelf, or they weren't even on the shelf.
I'm going to talk to my brother. I'm going to have to pick those up.
They probably wouldn't have been there 5 minutes after you were. Those things.
Oh, I know. Well, the dude said there's also a Think Geek in this mall, and he said he pretty much called the dude who runs the Think Geek. He's just like, yeah, we just got these in. So, but yeah, he was nice enough to at least sell them to me. So I was just like, I didn't even know these existed until I walked in, and I remember Chad said something about them. But I guess they're also doing some Target ones. But they're 2-packs and they're of the animated style. So like, here's Mikey. They're going to do like a Mikey with a foot soldier, and I think like a Raph with a Krang or something like that. So yeah, I'm absolutely looking forward to seeing those too.
Those are probably the best looking turtle figures I've ever seen.
Same here, man.
Are you guys reading TMNT?
I have the hardcovers. I'm slowly getting caught up. That's on my list right now. I'm trying to read New Teen Titans before I hopefully meet Perez at C2E2 in March. And then after I get rid of that run or get through that run, I'm going to read Turtles next, I think.
Okay.
But I'm actually getting a phone call, so I'm going to let you guys go. But hey, thanks for sending the Hangout invite. This is awesome, man.
Man,
very much enjoyed talking to you guys.
This is awesome, man. Hopefully we can do this again, man. Thanks for joining.
Yeah. All right. Man. Take it easy, guys. Thanks.
Later, man. Yeah, so I mean, I know he left, but yo, the TMNT run, I dropped it for a little bit because it kind of got away from the main storyline, but it's starting to pick back up, I guess, what was really going on. But I don't know if you know this, but you had the whole death of Donatello thing that happened like a few years back, and then you actually had Splinter killing Shredder, and you had the death of Shredder. Well, not really Splinter, but I guess it was Splinter. It was like the Turtles, and they all kind of like take part in it. But Splinter ended up becoming the head of the foot. And now they're starting to bring that all back in. And like, I guess now that Shredder's in hell, he sees all this is happening. He's trying to come back out of hell and fix all that. So I think it's a cool and badass storyline.
I'm a big Ninja Turtles fan. Just throw that out there. I've never read any of the comic books. Seen all the movies though. I'm a big fan of the first 2 movies from the early '90s. That's when I was a kid. I've got some of the original action figures, and my buddy Houdat Comics and Movies. I don't know if you know Houdat.
Yeah, of course.
He's on the he's a big Ninja Turtles fan. And I was talking to him because he's got basically all the comics, like the legit, you know.
I got a few too. Like I stopped collecting them because it started to get away from that storyline, but it's starting to go back into that, and I gotta read it because I think that's just so cool and different, you know.
Well, yeah, and Eastman and Laird, they're trying to bring him back because that's what they wanted. They wanted Eastman and Laird to come back, continue the original story, and finish that series off. But I didn't know that you could go back and get like the 3rd, 4th, 5th printings of like the first issues for a fairly reasonable price. I figured I was like never going to be able to find them and they were out of control price wise. But now that I know you can probably go back and find some of the later printings for a more reasonable price, I'd really like to go and try and get the comic book series and read it.
No, for sure, man. I agree. I think you should do it. I was lucky enough to be given like I want to say it's like the Omni of the first volume.
Nice.
I gave it to me, so I have that. But this current IDW run right now, it's the longest ongoing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle comics, and it's I think it's coming up to issue 92, and they're building up to 100, and it's getting ready to hit 100, and that's something I think in the comic world that's not sharing any love on, you know. And I think that's pretty cool for the Turtles, you know, to get 100 books in an actual, you know, run, because I don't think the other, you know, run for the Turtles has hit 100 books. So I think it's pretty cool. So if you can find any of those IDW books, because I'm sure you can find them for pretty much cover price or probably in like back issue bins for 50 cents or $1, definitely, man. I think you might enjoy them, man. They had some cool storylines, man. Like, well, spoiler, I said it, Death of Donatello, the Death Shredder, but
super. Yeah, you hear about it though. And they've done so many reincarnations of like the cartoons. I watched some of the newer cartoons, the animated series, but the original is so much better than what these kids are watching today. Like,
I hear you.
The cartoon wise, man.
And that's what I grew up on was Batman the Animated Series and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles as a kid, and those I guess you can say were my intro into like the comic book world. And then of course I was given some comic books as a kid, and that kind of like started that. But Batman and TMNT, those were, I guess you could say, always hold like the highest in my heart, you know. And I thought when they did Batman and TMNT together, I don't know if you read that.
I didn't read it, but I've seen it.
No, pretty cool, man. I recommend reading those too, man. They're a lot of fun, man. And they're getting ready to do, I believe, an animated movie on that. So DC,
wow.
And the DC animated movies are awesome. So,
they are. Did you see the Killing Joke? Or not the Killing Joke? What was that?
I haven't seen the Superman ones yet.
There is what was the Batman one? Wasn't it Killing Joke? Batman Ninja Batman or something like that?
That anime?
Yeah, it was an animated one where they're like all in Japan and everything. It's the Joker fighting the Batman.
I heard it was really bad.
I liked it. It was crazy.
All right, maybe I should check it out then.
I don't know. Like I'm definitely more of a Marvel guy. I'm not saying that I don't like DC, but I watched it and the art style it's sick. It's wicked. The art in it was. I mean, the storyline might not have been great. I don't know, and especially if you're a Batman fan, you might not have liked it. But just looking from the outside in, watching it as an animated kind of film, I thought it was great.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, and we can appreciate art, right?
Yeah.
So no, I hear you there. And there's a lot of anime that's out there that's really good, and the art style is phenomenal. You know,
right?
So, I mean, I'm not the biggest anime fan. My brother is. He's really into that and mangas. Him and his boys, they read that stuff. Like,
yeah, I don't do a lot of it either. I kind of just ran into that one day, and I've heard a lot of people say that they don't like it either. But
yeah, I mean, I guess I'm more comics, and that's more his world. But he does read comics, and we got into comics together, and I'm sure that's what sparked him to get into that type of stuff.
Hey, that's cool, man. Like,
so
everybody's entitled to whatever that is that they enjoy, you know?
No, for sure, man. For sure. And I'm enjoying this hanging out with you, bro.
Oh, dude, this is awesome, man. I'm glad you invited me, dude.
No, super sick, man. And if you ever need a guest on your show, man, let me know. I'll be happy to return the favor.
No problem, man. For sure.
Shoot me a text and we'll make it happen, my friend. And we still got a
yeah.
couple people in here, which is pretty cool. Hey, we got Justin up in the house. Actually, Justin, Fatbeard in the chat. He is part of the 90 Miles from Comics podcast. I know he's out right now. I believe he's in North Carolina, and that's why he can't be here with me this week. So, but I do want to shout out Justin. Thanks, bro. I'm here with my good friend Jeff here, and we're just just shooting the shit, pretty much. You know, not much crazy. So, Tom's joining us too, bro. What up? What up? All right, so I mean, we could probably talk about Immortal Hulk all day, but I guess we could possibly switch it up if you want.
Whatever you like, man.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I know you said you were. Actually, we could kind of switch it up. I know you said you were hunting like back issues, right? So I got a couple books back here, a stack. I mean, I've showed them off before, but we can show.
Do you have any of the other No Surrenders, like 682 by chance?
I believe so. Hold on, I gotta go behind me.
I feel like 682 doesn't get much love as far as like being a book in the Immortal Hulk.
The one that
like family,
right? No, hold on.
It's got Hawkeye on the front with a horse.
Yeah, no, I do. Hold on, man. It's back here. If you could entertain the people as I look.
Yeah, no problem. The thing with 682 is that
this one right here, my friend.
Yeah, that's the exact one. There's
a real Immortal Hulk fan yet.
Yeah.
All right.
It is. I don't know what you want to call it these days. First cameo appearance of the Immortal Hulk or whatever, but he's in this book too. He's on the last page.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and then he is also in like 4 or 5 panels on the page before that, and I feel like it doesn't really get talked about as much, like because they call the other one first full appearance, right? I understand that, but like if you really want to get with it, like the first appearance is pretty much this one right here, 682. So,
and you know what's gonna happen though, as this series continues to pick up steam and people start to learn about it.
It's going to be like that Web of Spider-Man issue number 18 or wherever, where it's Eddie Brock's hand pushing Spider-Man into the trainers.
They'll start gaining that traction, and people will be on the lookout for that. You know?
Yeah, and there is a hidden variant too of that issue. There's the Hawkeye in the classic purple costume, and then there's the Hawkeye with the new modern black leather outfit or whatever. That's the one I have. It's the black outfit. But yeah, I mean, I really appreciate 684 as it being Immortal Hulk's first, cover. But I always have that debate with people as well. Why isn't this his first appearance? They're like, well, because he's only in a couple panels, and I'm like, well, he's still in it though, right?
No, for sure. I agree with you completely. And it's more than just. I mean, it's more than just a cameo too, right?
Yeah, he's like 5 panels in the very last page. And if you want to get crazy, like I know to me it's not, but like I hear like people talk about True First. Oh, the ad in this book. He is on the very first, on the cover page. There's a whole ad to the Avengers No Surrender 684. So it is more than just a little spotlight. But
yeah, No Good Comics is saying 682 is expensive right now. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's definitely something you could probably find in a dollar bin, man. And
yeah, I wouldn't pay more than like $3 for it unless you go, like I was saying, the hidden variant. You might find the hidden variant for like $5 to $8 or something like that. But that's only because it's like, I don't even know, like a 1 in 20 or something like that. But yeah, I think it's a good one to have, especially if you're trying to get those. You want the Immortal Hulk. If you got 684, you should probably get that 682 to go with it.
No, and I agree with you. And I think it's just a book, as I guess the series and the character builds more steam, people will start looking into that book more. And it won't be maybe as expensive as this one, but
and the cover on that one I think helps it a lot too, because he is full face on the cover, you know what I mean? But
for sure.
I think it's a set you'd probably like to have, is the 682 and 84.
Yep, no, I agree. And when I got this one, that's exactly what I thought. I'm like, yo, I need that 82. I gotta find it. So
yeah, well, I didn't know. I when I got 684, I thought that was first appearance of the Immortal Hulk. And then as you start doing more research and you start learning more about the character, you find out, oh wait, really? He was in 682? And then I got 682 and I was like, well, why isn't 682 his first appearance? Because usually people say cameo, it's like he's in the shadows, he's in one panel or something like that.
I agree.
He was the whole back page, he's walking out of the cave, and then the page before that, he's in like 4 or 5 panels too. So I think it's one to keep on the lookout. I'm not trying to speculate it's going to be anything, but I think if you're into the Immortal Hulk, you should probably try to get both.
And I second it. I definitely second it. So what were some of the older comics you found? Do you have anything near you, if you don't mind me asking, sir?
No, yeah, let me see. I think I got some. Be right back.
All right, cool. Sweet. Well, I do want to thank everyone for joining us again. We got Just a Rican in the house. Thank you, brother, for joining us. If you guys can, make sure you hit that like button for me. Let the people know 90 Miles from Comics. We're here. We are live with Jeffrey Komikhan, Henson, and we'll be coming back with the regular crew, hopefully the whole crew next week. But I'm hoping on Thursday I'll be here with Javi, one of the other members of the 90 Miles from Comics podcast, and we'll be talking some books there. But we still got Mr. Garrow in the house. Just a Rican just joined us. Thank you.
Hey guys, good to see you.
Thanks for subbing me up, man. I appreciate that, Just a Rican. And I did hear, I guess previously before going live, I was talking about I'm from Florida too, bro. So holding it down in Florida, man. What's up?
Yeah, I was telling him about that, Rican. You're another Florida guy I work with. But one of the books that I just recently got was this Logan's Run, issue number 6.
Oh, sweet, man. I've seen that actually at one of the shops near me, and I was so hesitant to pull the trigger on it, man.
How much were they charging a decent price for it?
I think it might have been like maybe $30.
Oh, whoa, yeah. I mean, because it's the first storyline with Thanos
in it. Yeah, like his
first solo. It's not. Yeah, it's not the whole book. It's a 6-page little spread of the backstory of the comic book with Thanos in it. I got this for a really good deal. But as hot as Thanos is getting, people are trying to pick up everything that he's in. And
I hear you, man.
That Donny Cates run, I don't have any of those books, and I would like to try. I was trying to look at some of them the other day, and they're hard to find, especially for an affordable price.
I am very lucky to have those. They're in this box right here.
How many? What is there? 18 of them or something like that?
Okay, so the run so the first part of the run is issues 1 through 12, and Lemire wrote it, and then on issue 13 is when Cates writes it, and that's when we get the first appearance of Cosmic Ghost Rider. I was lucky. Well, okay, not lucky enough. I guess the crazy story about this, I was on Thanos with Lemire writing it, and around the time, I want to say issue 8 or 9, the shop I was going to,
we got Chad in the house.
We got the Comic Core man himself, Chad, in the building. Thank you for joining us, Chad.
You in East LA right now or what?
I didn't think I was going to make it, but I made it.
Hey, I'm so happy you did, man. This is awesome, bro. We're just having surprise. Yeah, Seawood was here about 10 minutes ago, and he had to go. So
because I accidentally called him. I'm sorry.
That's what he said. He's like, I got to go. I got a phone call.
I got to go.
I love the set, man. I love the backdrop.
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Rocking the Yeti, and we got Jeffrey Komikhan. What is going on?
What's up, man?
What is up in the house?
Oh, just doing a little talk right here with Chad 90 MF Comics.
Well, now it's Chad Square. Now the party's about to get real.
Yeah, that's right. Weird. The party is real. I might have to actually. You know what? As you said that, I'm gonna go get another drink. You guys hold it down for a second.
So what's cracking, Jeff?
Oh, just a little of this, a little of that. Been busy making some videos today for the first time in like 2 weeks, been hectic. Sometimes it gets a little hard when you got to work and stuff.
Yeah, I absolutely love those glasses, man.
Thanks, man.
I like those a lot.
Thank you. So, how about you? I know you're staying busy with all this new Comic Core that's going on, right?
Oh, it's coming. I don't have to do anything, so I'm pretty excited about it.
Yeah, you just give the keys of the car to John and let him do the driving?
Yeah, they're all going to. Those guys are awesome. And
Yeah.
we got to get you on the Comic Core here.
I know, that's what I told. I go, hey John, you guys need anybody else on the Comic Core? He's like, oh, I think we're full right now. I was like, all right, well, you let me know if there's a spot open because I would love to be on.
There's always a spot open on the Friday night debacle.
The debacle, that's right.
I mean, it is a train wreck in its own right every single time.
It's all right, man. It's all about just having some fun sometimes. Sometimes train wrecks are the best. I
see you're adding some Batman to your little collection.
Oh, yeah. You see that little guy right there? I rescued him from the garbage dump.
Oh, no. That's not good.
I know, right?
Is that all original art behind you that you got up on there?
For the most part, it is all comic books.
That is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I'm just checking out your set.
Yeah, can you see it pretty good?
Yeah, it looks great.
All right.
So what's your big pick for tomorrow, man?
Oh, I don't even know. Like, to be honest with you, there's a lot that's coming out tomorrow, right?
Yeah. Did you see the Jocko cover? The Jock cover of the?
Oh yeah.
The Grim Batman or whatever they're calling.
Yeah, him, right? the Grim Knight, I think he's called, right, or something like that. Yeah, that ought to be pretty good. Jock is heating up a lot right now.
What's your take on this whole the whole Punisher being canceled and everything?
Oh, I think it all has to do with money, right? I think it is one of those things where Disney is getting ready to start their own streaming service, and they're trying to cancel all these shows out so they can probably do something themselves, which is a bummer for the good shows, right? Because I know some of them aren't all that great, but the ones like The Punisher and the one with that girl was the girl
Jessica Jones.
Jessica Jones, yeah, those are really good ones, and I think that they're gonna feel the effect a little bit. I think, you know.
But you don't think they can do something with Hulu though? Because
is Hulu and Disney like partners?
I think Disney owns majority shares of Hulu, so I don't see why they couldn't have those shows on Hulu. I don't see that happening on the Disney streaming plus.
Well, I think it's just contracts though now, because like Netflix has contracts with these shows, so, and these characters probably too, the actors and things like that are part of it. So now those people are probably still under contract by Netflix, so they can't just jump that over to Hulu without, you know, lawsuits and things like that. Which is what I'm assuming. Like,
no, for sure.
I mean, here's my take. Netflix has been saving a lot of shows. They brought back Lucifer, but this gives maybe DC and Image a platform to start streaming some stuff. But don't. The mouse likes to make money, and at the end of the day, if the crowd wants it and they demand it, they're gonna be back. They're gonna be on the streaming service. I mean, they've already went and said, "Hey, look, Deadpool's R-rated, and we're gonna keep it R-rated." And hey, the crowd, what's gonna bring them the biggest buck? Mark my words, they're coming back. And if you think for 1 second, Daredevil and I would say Daredevil and the Punisher are probably their two biggest draws.
For sure, man.
Well, that kind of brings us back to that whole Guardians of the Galaxy thing we were talking about earlier.
What we opened the show with, right? Pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, the mouse is not going to let it go. They're going to make some money as quick as they can. And
I know that, bro. I live in South Florida. Actually, this is a Disney pass holder glass. they have my money as you speak, you know?
Yeah, well, I'm not too far from Disneyland. I've been there a few times, so you know.
I hope you get there one day.
I absolutely, and I think I'm gonna be down in Disney here as soon as what is it? Galaxy's Edge opens up.
Oh, bro, that's the only reason why I'm keeping my pass holder thing. Because I almost got rid of it because I'm getting ready to get married. I got this wedding to pay for. I'm like, man, we gotta like save some money. But then I saw this. I'm like, all right, we're keeping our passes. We're going to that for sure.
So. I mean, it's going to be interesting. I mean, they're doing Kevin Smith is doing a Howard the Duck.
Dude, Howard the Duck was like my favorite movie growing up. I didn't even know it was like based on a comic book. I'm like a 4 or 5 year old kid watching this movie. You know, I'm like, Howard the Duck, I love it.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. I mean, he's going to probably keep it to the, some of the humor. I mean, they actually are trying to get some of the original cast to be on the show. I think that's going to be amazing in its own right. So.
Howard the Duck.
Comic Chad, where are you from? Where are you located?
So Yins probably don't know this, but Yins, I'm from Pittsburgh.
Okay. Yeah, we were talking about that earlier, and I was trying to say I think you were from the East Coast, but that's more Midwest, I guess, maybe.
No, I'm not East Coast. I'm not like hard in New York style, but we're the Steel City. The city
right.
Gives up our wide receivers because they get crazy.
Yeah, I've been hearing about that, right?
Yeah, right.
Antonio Brown.
And he's from where I'm living, so
yeah, watch out. He might throw some things out the window. I heard.
I believe it. I believe it. Hey, shout out to C. Woodard joining us and then joining us in the chat, man. So thanks, C. Woodard, for joining us in the chat as well, my friend. So hey, and cheers to you guys, man. Thank you for joining me on this awesome, beautiful Tuesday night, man.
Yeah.
So,
C. Wood was my inspiration. I asked him a question about something, and he was like, I said, should I join? He was like, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, okay, cool.
But hey, that was enough for you, right? I mean,
I get the blessing from the host with the most. I do it. That's all. Carson's the man. I mean, this dude, I'm gonna shout out some love to him because here's a dude that has literally blown up overnight, and I mean, without him, the Comic Core would absolutely be horrible
because he keeps you all in line on Friday nights.
He's like the dad, and I think he's the youngest of us all. And I mean, damn, this dude is like, okay, let's get back to the chat.
Keeping it moving, Hey, let's get back to the topic on hand. No, I hear you.
With him and Legend, I mean, those two guys, we play. Oh my God, we play WWE 2K19 almost 3 or 4 times a week together, and we don't stream it. I mean, some of the conversations that we have should be streamed because they're absolutely hilarious.
And I don't know.
We got a great Legend in the chat.
I was just gonna say, I don't know because you summoned him here or something.
Well, I missed him. I haven't seen him all day. Damn.
Really?
I haven't talked to him. I need my Legend fix.
Yo, Legend, the link is in the chat. You can just come on in and join us if you'd like, brother.
I'm even wearing the beanie in respect of him.
Huh.
Oh, yeah?
No, it was cold outside.
So the Iconics, they're your favorites, aren't they?
Oh, my God. Are they not terrible?
They're horrible, man. They're horrible. They're horrible wrestlers. They actors, whatever I don't know. You couldn't tell me they couldn't have found 2 other people that would have been better to put in that match than the Iconics.
Well, I got to go check out Raw because I didn't watch it last night. I heard there was a lot of call-ups.
But the call-ups, I don't know if they were kind of, bro, I don't know if the call-ups were used correctly. And you can also tell, too, like, I don't know, to me, the fans weren't really into the match that the call-ups were given without giving you any spoilers.
The matches weren't that great?
Yeah, they was all right. I mean, I don't know. I guess the 2 call-ups that they had are probably like the 2, heavy hitters from down below, and you would think they would have gotten like maybe a better story in a sense.
Well, it was, well, I mean, can we spoil it? Aleister Black and Ricochet, right?
Oh, yeah, but you also had, and they had like 2, Ricochet had a great match, but then you also had Gorgana and Chapana come up, and they had a tag team against the Revival, which was like, all right, So I don't know. And those were the 2 to me that I was like, all right, cool. Like, I want to see something from those 2 because those are the 2 that probably should already be called up,
They really don't know how to use new people very well in WWE. Like, the Revival are awesome, and they just kind of let them waste away.
Sure.
You know what I mean? It's almost like they have to wait for some of the big guys to just like retire and go off, you know, before the guys in the back get a chance. You can totally see the evolution of a WWE. Like, I can't stand Baron Corbin. I don't know why they're pushing Baron Corbin. Like, Drew McIntyre, Bobby Lashley, I understand. Baron Corbin he needs to go, I think. Like, he's just
think about how much they've wasted Finn Balor. I mean, I guess now with him being the IC champ, a little love, but like, you know, he's been wasted for a while too, man. Like, you know, they killed the face for a while. You know, people were getting really behind. Yeah, bro, people were super behind Finn.
Wait,
you still mad because I said he's lame or what?
Yeah, you knew I was gonna ask about that.
Dude, they ruined him. Like, when he was the Demon Finn Balor, that's cool. I did like that. And then now I don't even know what he is. He's just another guy that should be on 205 Live.
I
mean, when he was Prince Devitt, I mean, he was the man.
I hear you, but
he created Bullet Club.
Yeah, agreed.
Oh, where is it? Bring it.
Okay,
I want to see.
But think about this. Think about how many times they've had Finn kind of like something good that they could have like they reunited him in freaking the Good Brothers, and they could have the original Bullet Club. You know, they could have done something more with that, but then they split them up and put them to SmackDown, and then leave him on Raw. Yeah, it was awesome.
Agree,
and then they had the OG BC thing going on. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, I'm in. I was buying it, but they didn't give me enough of that.
Yeah, but this Finn Balor that's there now, I think he's kind of lame. I don't know. It's just WWE just does that though, you know, like.
And we haven't seen the Demon in a while. Well, the last time we saw the Demon, it was all right, I guess. That's why I feel like we haven't seen him in a while.
I mean, they throw him to Brock Lesnar, and they really expect us to believe that that's going to be like a match that Finn Balor has a chance to win. And then they throw him to Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. Like you could see that, like you guys were talking about. You could see that coming. They were interviewing him in the background, and that chick gave away exactly what was going to happen. Like,
so that's something that like. So as far as I'm maybe get off topic and kind of.
Oh, we've been off topic.
Oh yeah, bro. This whole show's been off topic. Don't worry, bro. We've been going all over the place.
Like, honestly, the YouTube community is
awesome. Thank you, guys. I just want to mention that.
It has pretty much given me like my best friends in the world. Like Paul, Paul from Midwest. I hate him. But besides Paul, I mean Carson and Legend are two of my closest, dearest, and best friends in the world. And Catrin and Mark and Bueller.
Bueller's amazing.
Bueller is the man. Shout out to Bueller. I think he's still live with Tom right now. So shout out to anyone in this chat because you guys are the real people.
Well, I mean, I guess you went toe to toe with the great one himself. I mean, holy crap! You have some. All
right. Well, so you know, I didn't actually tell Discovery Bay that we were going live today. So when I woke up this morning and I saw that we were 90 Miles from Comics was going live at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, I was like, oh shit! And everyone on the podcast told me they couldn't go today, and I was like, all right, so I'm not gonna leave. I don't want to leave JB hanging and not go live. So that's why I was scrambling last minute. I called you, Chad, and luckily Jeff legit last minute, about 45 minutes before I was supposed to go live. Jeff's like, yeah, man, I got nothing to do. I'll help you out. So thank you, bro. I appreciate this so much.
Like I'm supposed to be editing a video that I recorded on Sunday for C2E2 with Chuck and JD and Kat, and I haven't gotten around to it. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's only Tuesday. Damn.
I hear you, bro. I had a long week last week. I'm happy this week has started because last week was that for me, my friend. I had a terrible week last week.
But hey, Chad, you guys are doing great. I love your show. I love your personality, your energy, and Jeff. I mean, I haven't seen Jeff in the old Comic Core hangout or chat for a while.
Yeah, I'm so bad with Facebook, man. Like,
yeah, you don't want to be in that thing anyway. That's insane.
No, Jeff, the mistake was, and they said this too. Like, Chad invited me in right? He's like, hey, check your Facebook. And then I just haven't done it yet, but I just haven't turned off the notifications, and that's the problem because that thing just all day, bang, 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 bang,
It
bang,
never
bang.
stops. And like, I mean, but the point I was saying is, I love how this place has turned into a really awesome community. How it's brought people together, and you know, I'm excited what the future holds because it's like everybody is helping everybody, and it's been
So that's how it should be, right?
it's been
No, I
great.
agree, man. And it's awesome, man. I feel super welcome. That I said earlier in the show, Chad, before you got here, that you know I pretty much started my venture probably about, I want to say, in November on the YouTube world, and like just how welcoming and how awesome this community is, and like, you know, it's mind blowing to me. You know, like I'm just like, man, this is incredible. You know, there's, you know, so many more people out there that have the same interests as me, so it's super cool, man.
And what's one of the best part about it is, and this is why I'm looking forward to C2E2. I talked to Rob, I mean, some people on a daily basis, and I cannot wait to actually physically shake, or better yet, hug these guys and actually meet them face to face. Like, one of the best experiences was when I went to Baltimore Comic-Con this year. I got to meet the guys from Blasted or Stash It. And I mean, that was one of our first shows I ever was on when we had our different channel called Reviews from the Bat Cave.
You guys kept talking about going to like those strip clubs and meeting the pregnant hookers and all that stuff.
Yeah. But that's kind of like it's our shtick, I guess.
Well, no, for sure, because like I went up and I met Bueller and got to hang out with Bueller and Sam from Sam's Tangled Web, and
that's awesome, man.
It was, man. It's awesome. Like people like John's Comics with Kids.
No, and John's awesome too, man. Like he's super cool. I've, you know, messaged him back and forth, you know, on Instagram, and John, he's a super cool dude, man.
Well, that was like so I think you guys have all been on the after hours of the Comic Core.
Oh yeah.
So I think it was last Friday night, we were all just kind of riding the high because we had Tom on there. We had a great show. We thought it was great because the interaction with the chat, it was just popping. And JD jumped in the chat, and it had to have been like, I don't know, 12:45 Eastern on the East Coast. And literally, I'm sitting there, and I'm like, at one point, I said, "Did we just become best friends?"
Step Brothers,
and like JD is like the coolest cat in the world, and I stayed.
I love that guy, dude. JD is amazing. Let me tell you, I've worked with him quite a bit, and he is hands down one of my favorite guys to work with. He knows everything.
Oh, and it turns out that he used to live here in Pittsburgh for a little bit, and that was awesome. And we stayed on until 3:45 in the morning.
Dude, yes.
And Comics Misexplained. Jason from Comics Misexplained.
Good guy right there, too.
Didn't know him from anything. And then one day I'm doing the Comic Core, and he's like, "Hey, I want to hang out with you." And I'm like, "Cool." And he showed up at the place that I used to record from, and we ended up drinking beer. And then I was like, "Hey, you want to go to Baltimore with me?" And he and I went down to Baltimore. And I mean, like, that's
you talking about the comic book shop that you used to work with all the kids playing and all the duck butter in the background.
The duck butter people.
Yeah,
that was weird. Those were some well, listen, here's the thing. I those guys are nice guys. I go to a different shop, and but they were always hospitable and let me film in there. But it literally is a half hour away. And I don't know, at one time I did pass out on that show from drinking. You know, like,
yeah, I figured.
Shit, I gotta drive home. Uber. So
gotta love Uber there, right?
Yeah. Well, I've lost my car because of Uber.
Oof.
That's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
That's a different story. I was like, where? So this weekend, this show, we don't really have any topics ever planned until about Friday morning.
Okay, so you need help with topics. Is that why you're here? Is that the real reason?
I would love some topics. We also need I gotta figure out if we want to guess or if we're doing a guess.
I'm free this Friday, so
yeah, you might be on the hook there, brother. So hang loose.
Okay. Yeah. What time? Like 8? You guys start? What time do you guys start? I don't even know.
Where are you at?
I'm from California.
We go on right after Bueller, so it's 10 o'clock here. So I think that's 7 o'clock your way, right?
Okay. Well, I don't know.
Yeah, 10 o'clock. You guys go 10 o'clock on the East Coast because Bueller goes off around 9:30. He tries to give himself some time, I guess, to eat.
Yeah, they all go to Taco Bell too. I don't know.
Is that their thing? Taco Bell? I don't know, man. Taco Bell kills my stomach.
Listen, you gotta respect Taco Bell, right?
I mean, bro, see, I'm in South Florida though. I got like real Cuban food, bro.
Yeah,
like,
but
I can hit up like some pastelitos. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, bro.
But Taco Bell's like this. You know, a report comes out. They're like, our food sucks. You know, they're like, oh my god, they don't even use real meat.
People still go eat it.
And you know what? They're like, the next day they take out. I mean, it could be a full page ad saying Taco Bell uses sawdust for meat.
People don't care, right?
And the next day Taco Bell's like, yeah. Like, it's good. It's good shit. I mean, you have to go in with the expectation, the understanding that you're going to eat Taco Bell, and then 10 minutes later you're going to be shitting your brains out.
I was going to say, I swear I get sick 50% of the time I eat.
It's like going into White Castle. I mean,
you guys don't have a Moe's up there?
Never been to White Castle.
Moe's isn't open 24 hours, man.
I guess
never heard of Moe's.
And Grubhub doesn't deliver Moe's. They deliver Taco Bell.
I guess you're right. Chipotle though too, man. Frank.
No. Trust me. I hit up Chipotle. I don't go to Taco Bell nearly as much as
some of those other guys. No, I've seen it in the chat. It's like a thing. Post your Taco Bell.
It's like the pictures of Bueller and Pickles.
Oh, last week you guys were making. Yo, I don't know if he wanted those pictures to be shown though. He was like, "Oh man."
Well, Kat Redden did a video of her doing a shot of vodka and a shot of pickle juice.
Yeah, that's what you were talking about.
Kat Redden's awesome, though. I mean, honestly, you want to talk about one of the coolest chicks in the community. She is so laid back. Her and Mark are the best couple in the world. They don't give a shit about
it. Mark is awesome, bro. I love last week he's coming on with the different hats and Power Ranger helmet.
One day he looks like Pharrell, and the next thing you know, he's Jason from the Power Rangers, right?
Yo, shout out to Joe Ryan Comics, man. He hit 1,000 subscribers, man. That's awesome,
Joe
man.
Ryan, thanks
what
for
up,
coming.
Joe?
Joe Ryan is one of the funniest cats. He's
a good guy, yeah.
He's super good guy, bro.
He's I wish I'm giving him a virtual hug right now on the 1,000.
Hey, so you know, C. Woodard said it. You heard it here first. Jeffrey Komikhan Henson's going to be on the Comic Core this Friday, so make sure you guys stay tuned.
I'm messaging him to come back because you started talking wrestling, and I'm like, the two dudes that are more knowledgeable of wrestling are
Legend and C. Wood.
Yeah, but don't play Legend in WWE 2K19 because
I wouldn't
be that good.
Dude is good. But like he plays with you, right? Like
yeah, but that's his fun though, bro.
He will pin, like he legitimately has you pinned, and then he's like, "Oh no, I'm gonna pick you up and slam you on some steel tables."
It's funny. I'm still on like WWE 2K16, I think.
19's the way to go, man. I mean, we were in there one day playing. Oh my god, who was it?
You guys are on Xbox too, right?
Yeah, I got a PlayStation.
I got the Xbox. I just don't have the Xbox Live. So.
Chad, I am not bullshitting you. I've never had an Xbox my entire life.
Me neither. This is my first one.
And I got 2K19 and bought the Xbox because I had to learn to dare to defy.
Dun, dun, dun. Gulak in the house.
I'm back. I didn't feel like working out yet.
Oh, all right.
Who does, man? Who does? Really, besides Reggie Simmons.
Yo, you heard the wrestling talk. Let's just be real.
Yeah, it drew me back in. Chad called me out, so I'm back. But I'm excited for this Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have Jeffrey Komikhan Henson By 2 weeks from now, he'll probably be hosting the thing. It'll be great. But he's going to be on Comic Core Prime, the A show. It's the Monday Night Raw of Comic Core shows. If you guys want to see the 205 Live or NXT, there's another show on Wednesday or something. I don't know about that. We're looking forward to the Comic Core Prime, the A show, this Friday night, 10 p.m. Eastern.
We need to get a Comic Core UK, dude.
Oh, man, for sure. I hear that, man. The UK scene's a little hot right now, no?
Talk to JPL Flash Comics Geekdom or something about that.
And then we need a Saturday night main event.
Oh, man.
We can do that once a month. Someone said Comic Core auction once. That'd be a good Saturday night's main event.
Oh, my God. Could you imagine? How many people are in that chat? Like, I think 89?
Oh.
If we did a Comic Core auction, it would be off the chains.
Yeah, Legend said he wanted me to host an auction eventually, so I'd do it. Well, you heard it here first.
A Comic Core auction.
That'd be like a 10-hour auction.
We should do it per time zone, too.
Per time zone?
Oh, my God.
You're going to kill Carson over there,
Well,
man.
yeah, when are we going to have the Comic Core 24-hour live stream where people just watch me bag and board comic books?
You're lucky they don't, doesn't it only let you do 8 hours max? I don't know. We did that. I did that 6.5 hour long New Year's Eve live stream. That was
absolutely hilarious. Speaking of JD,
I've never been so disappointed in my life to like actually be out and about on New Year's, and then I heard about that like fun Jeffrey komikhan henson New Year's hangout. I'm like, man, what was on that?
I know. I was hoping you could make it, but you know,
I started playing video games at like 12:30, 1 o'clock. You guys were still going strong, and all of a sudden, Legend jumped in, and I started playing with him, and then Bueller, he was on your show. And I was playing him on a game, and I was like, what is going on? It was amazing.
Inception.
There's been some crazy, dude, like, you know how every year they do like a year in a review? This year, really, like I would say October is when things started like changing in this community where it just started becoming so positive. And, I can't wait to see next year. I can't wait to each month. I love the fact that there is content on almost 24 hours a day.
Yeah, and if you need to find where to watch this, just go to Discovery Bay Comics channel, and every morning he'll give you the lowdown, man. Like, I do not know how that guy does that every day, bro.
Well, he told us, Carson, when was he filming it? Like, he does it like at midnight.
I think it was one time, it was like 4 a.m. for him, and he was still like sipping on coffee when he was filming.
Crazy. I don't ever have anything planned out enough to put on there. Usually I just like, oh, hey, I'm going to make a video right now, and do something and put it out there. Not much of a schedule guy.
So, Chad, you're a wrestling fan, obviously, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, and Jeff, you're a wrestling fan.
Absolutely.
Who is on your Mount Rushmore of
wrestling?
Yeah.
All right. Before what we get there,
okay, what do you mean? Like when you say like are we talking like skill wise or just like sentimental favorite?
No, I'm saying your Mount Rushmore.
My Mount Rushmore.
Your Mount Rushmore.
Just before we get there, Joe Ryan Comics. He said plays bass. I actually play bass in a band, so that's something cool about me that you guys probably didn't know about. So I'm playing bass, bro.
Are you slapping the bass?
Slapping the bass, man. That's what I do. Actually, my band name is 90 Miles from Cuba because we're here in South Florida. So you can check that out on SoundCloud and all that fun and good stuff. We got a YouTube channel, I think, too. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Things that we didn't know about Chad.
Yeah, bro. We're going to start a comic band because Joe Ryan plays guitar, bro. So me and Joe Ryan are going to link up and jam. So, all right. Back to the Mount Rushmore. Sorry, I don't want to get off topic. Yeah, I don't want to make Carson mad.
What was it?
Would you be down to do the triangle or cowbell?
Oh, sure.
Cowbell?
Yeah, cowbell probably be best.
I need more cowbell.
Yeah, we always need more cowbell for sure.
All right, let's do this.
Mount Rushmore. Who's going first?
Carson.
Carson.
Oh, I'm in this now? Okay. So my first pick, I mean, the first pick's the easiest pick. I mean, you got to go with one guy for that, and it's Woo!
Right.
Nature Boy!
I guess that's everyone's
Ric
first
Flair.
one, right? He's been my first
Gotta
one
be.
too.
Oh, he's the best wrestler of all time.
Agreed.
Come on.
Agreed.
All right, Jeff, who's your number one pick?
Mick Foley.
Okay.
Okay,
Nice.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Chad squared.
Well, if my first one on the Mount Rushmore would definitely be Ric Flair as well.
Yeah, well, I was trying to do something different.
Yeah. All right, if we're gonna go something different, I guess as a kid growing up, my favorite was Stone Cold Steve Austin, so I'll put him there.
So I'll give you a two. I'm going to give you a twofer.
Okay.
I'm going with Austin and Flair.
Okay. I mean, I was gonna have them both on my Rushmore. So.
Okay, well, I'm going to throw out. If you're going to go Flair, if you're going to go Austin, you got to go. If you smell, yeah.
Austin and The Rock are two of the top right there, brother.
For sure. Okay, I won't disagree there.
All right, so we've got three. How about you? See, what are you in agreement so far?
Yeah, I mean, everything so far is a great pick. On mine, a lot of people love to hate him nowadays. But for me, he's the reason I watch wrestling today, and that's Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, he has to go on my Mount Rushmore. So sorry to the non-Hogan fans out there, but for me, he's the one who got me watching to begin with. It's between him and Macho, but at the end of the day, I gotta look at what got me in the game to begin with, and that's Hogan.
And you said it though. I guess if we're going with the three that we already said, Chad, my fourth one was going to be the Macho Man, Randy Savage, the cream of the crop.
Yeah, dig it.
You got Joe Ryan Comics and Frank the Tank already said it in the chat, but definitely got to go Macho Man. And shout out to the Hulk Hogan though, because my first Halloween ever. I was at my mom. I was like maybe 2 weeks old, but she made a Hulk Hogan costume, which I still have, and she hopes that one day if I have a son, she can dress him up in it. So I'll Hulk Hogan for my first Halloween.
Well, my sentimental favorite wrestler of all time is the Ultimate Warrior, but I don't think that he would belong on any type of Mount Rushmore, so I don't want to say.
But he could be on yours, though. That's the best part about this.
Yeah, he was not a real wrestler. Like, let's face it. I know that enough to know that he wasn't, but I would definitely have the Canadian Crippler on there for sure, Mr. Chris Benoit.
Whoa.
Ooh.
Oh, we said a name that's not even allowed.
A couple headbutts.
I mean, I think that's what happened to Antonio Brown, but okay. Cool.
All right.
Obviously, I would agree 100% with Carson and say Hulk Hogan. But if we were going with my heart, I'd have to say the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. I mean, Michaels changed the game. He started getting on the mic. He opened up the doors. He threw Marty Jannetty through a window.
Yeah.
Well, according to Heenan, he was trying to escape. All right.
But I also think with Shawn Michaels, they were able to push someone forward that kind of looked like the normal guy. Like every kid felt like they could be Shawn Michaels, Like if you were a kid during that time, you'd be like, yo, that could be me when I grew up.
Yeah, because he wasn't that jacked.
He wasn't. So I see you there, man.
But what happened to him? He's gone bald, and he's got a wandering eye.
Hey, you know who's undefeated in life?
Goldberg.
Father Time. I mean, Goldberg eventually lost. Father Time, bro. Father Time. He's undefeated,
Cattle
man.
prod got him. But my next pick, to go to opposite of Chad, my next one's got to be the best there is.
Best
there
there was.
Oh, that's what I was going
Best
with.
there ever will be.
Ever will be. Bret the Hitman Hart.
I agree.
If you think about
He was
that,
mine.
he was the guy who took the WWF through the dark ages by him. He took the whole company on his back. And not only that, he really introduced that technical style to the WWF at the time, and eventually it transitioned into what it is now. So it used to be like in the Hogan era, was a lot of punching and kicking and theatrics, but Brett brought that kind of legitimate wrestling style to the mainstream, and I mean, it's been impacted ever since. So I gotta put Brett on mine.
And he had every kid wearing pink sunglasses,
Pink and
bro.
black attack.
Yeah.
Right?
I think if you want to talk about people that changed wrestling and changed the stigmata of wrestling, obviously we're going to say the Attitude Era, but there's 3 little letters that changed wrestling as a whole. No,
No?
they changed.
Not those 3 letters?
I'm going to go EC Dub. Wait, effing Dub.
You're just gonna put Paul Heyman on your Mount Rushmore as representation?
I'm going to just have
RVD.
I would rather have Joey Styles.
Joey Styles. Oh my god!
Oh my god!
Joe Ryan commented NWO, and those are 3 great letters. Those are 3 great letters, man.
The Outsiders. So, okay, most memorable moment, the most significant moment in wrestling would have to be
The Diamond Stud.
the curtain call.
Oz.
The curtain call.
Yeah.
At Madison Square
Oh
Garden.
yeah.
That changed everything. So
Yeah, no, for sure.
that was poor Hunter. Think about that. Like, he's getting rewarded now because he's married to Steph, and he's Mr. WWE and the heir to be.
Yeah.
See, legend, I can rhyme. But the poor dude became a jobber after that for months.
Yeah, for sure.
What are you gonna do? At the time, Michaels is the has the belt. You're not gonna punish him.
Yeah, he almost was like kind of a joke for a little while after that, you could say, in a sense.
I mean, his big match was I hate to say it, but right after the curtain call, he was literally playing pull the rope, where you the 2 sides. It was him, Goldust, somebody else going up against Mark Henry.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was supposed to win
Chuggis, man.
King of the Ring in
Yeah,
'96.
and then he
And
did
then
it.
Vince was like, F you, that curtain call pissed me off. So then they gave it to Austin, and that's when Austin 316 was born.
Yeah, bro.
And-
That's when you got.
That's it. That's the change.
Which, by the way, my number 4 pick was going to be Austin. I mean, he's got to be on there. Like, if you see all these documentaries and stuff about like WrestleMania and stuff, I think it was like Chris Jericho thinks the one to put it perfectly. He's like, you know what? Stone Cold Steve Austin saved WrestleMania with that WrestleMania 13 match with Bret Hart and that I Quit.
Oh my god!
Yeah, that was like one of the. I mean, that's up there in one of my top best matches of all time.
And what they're doing with Becky right now, they're trying to make her
Stone Cold, right? Like, that's what they said. They said they're expecting her to like drive up in the beer truck next, just like the Stone Cold thing. Like,
Just drive up in a potato truck.
Yeah,
and
it's
start
so
chucking potatoes
similar.
at Charlotte.
But I love it. It's great.
The fans dig it. Everyone's totally behind the man movement right now, man.
They even did. I mean, one of the most classic images of Austin is him being handcuffed and walked out of the ring.
Right. Shout out to Bueller, by the way. Bueller joined us in the chat.
You know
Bueller,
what's
if you
funny?
want to join us, you can.
Bueller. You know what's funny? They tried to replicate that Elimination Chamber, but they forgot the handcuffs.
Oh,
Did you notice that?
Yeah.
Like, security escorted out. She had to put her hands behind her back. There were no handcuffs.
They were carrying her. She couldn't even walk. The guys were just carrying her out.
I think this is here. Let's do some imaginary booking. So for the rest of leading up to WrestleMania, this is what you need to do with the man.
Yeah, supposedly she's not even going to be allowed to come back till afterwards.
Well, she's going to keep on coming back. Something's going to happen. Vince is going to be in the hospital.
It's going to be a 3-way, right?
She's going to show up in the hospital and hit him with a pee pan. And then the next night on SmackDown, in order for her to go to WrestleMania, she's going to be in an I Quit match against Nia Jax and Tamina. Tamina?
Yeah, Tamina.
Samoan Slaughterhouse. That's what Corey Graves called him.
Yeah, Corey Graves was off, I think, all night last show.
Yo, Corey Graves is going through some stuff, bro.
Boy, right? And he's still all over Mandy Rose. I couldn't believe that. All the stuff that's going on, and he's still slobbering over Mandy Rose.
Come on, it's Mandy Rose.
I hate talking about the ladies.
Oh, yeah?
I hate it.
I don't know if he's working or not.
I'm waiting for him to say something.
Right?
I see the logo.
He's waiting. He's picking his spot.
We scared him off, Chad.
Did we? Oh.
I saw the logo. That's why I said it.
Chad and the ladies. Always
All
goes
men,
well.
guys. That's it. All men, all the time.
Did everyone get their Mount Rushmore done?
No.
Yeah. Oh, Jeff.
I was to say, I don't think Jeffrey had a fourth one.
Yeah, bro.
I'm trying to think of somebody that hasn't been said probably.
What
already.
about this one? John Cena.
Oh, right.
Yeah, I was actually thinking John Cena when Chad was talking about the curtain call, so I'd probably put him on there. Yeah,
I think he's worthy.
Oh, absolutely.
For what he's done for wrestling during that time, yeah. I mean, I didn't watch. That's kind of like when I stopped watching, and I got pulled back in probably around, I guess, the end of the CM Punk thing, you know? But
yeah, I think
that was about it.
I think if Stone Cold, The Rock are on there, I think John Cena is just as big as either one of those guys.
For sure.
I agree.
You can't argue that.
Can't see him.
Now we got to go to the women. We got to go, ladies.
Yeah, I hear you. Yo, so you know, Semper Fi comic guy. Yeah, this is a comic chat. We just, I guess, have switched over to some wrestling. But if there's some comics you want to talk about, bro, let us know. We'll switch over that eventually. Oh, we got Bueller. There he is.
So let's talk about the Mount Rushmore of women wrestlers.
That's why he came back.
All right. Well,
I
don't know if he's back.
What is he
Come
doing?
on, Chad. What are you doing?
He's teasing us. Mount Rushmore ladies. Who you guys got?
Number one, Francine.
Francine?
I don't even know who Francine is. Who's Francine?
She's that crack whore.
EC dub.
Okay, yeah. I missed a lot of ECW.
I'm going to say Sunny.
Yeah.
I mean, think about that.
You're not wrong.
Sunny was going head-to-head with Nitro.
Yeah, she was at one point. She was the number one most Googled. She was the number one most searched for person on AOL in the '90s, which that was a pretty big deal.
I'm going with Sunny. Jeff,
are we talking about strictly wrestlers, or are we doing like managers too?
Oh, you can do managers because they've always gotten involved somehow.
Right. I'll have to go with the Sensational Sherry.
Nice. It's a good pick.
All right, Wood.
I want to go a little bit off kilter. I think I have to say Medusa, aka Alundra Blaze.
Yeah,
she really was a trailblazer.
Well, when she dropped that whole belt in the trash can, boy, that was pretty big.
I mean, even before her WWF and WCW run, I mean, she was going at it with the guys and everything, trying to, get her spot. And, that was before they even considered women's wrestling, period. So, I mean, when you think those trailblazers, I mean, we could talk about those all day with like Moolah and that stuff, which, her crazy past. But at the end of the day, Medusa's the one who kind of broke through just being a woman wrestler into just being a wrestler, a superstar. So I think she would be on it.
All right. Oh, there he is, Bueller.
Hey!
Welcome to 90MF Comics YouTube channel, man. I'm happy you were able to make it, man.
Hello, everybody. Everybody's having a good day today. I've been all alone, waiting for someone to reach out, say hello, and now I can finally take the time to share my day with Jeffrey, Carson, Chad, and Chad.
Sounds like Terry Funk again.
He could have been on the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
All right, so I guess to my first pick on my Mount Rushmore of women wrestlers, and I guess to kind of take it to the next era off of Carson, got to throw China up there, man.
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean,
100% agree.
There's not even China. Yeah,
No, she was going to be next on my list, so I agree with that one.
Bueller, we're doing women Mount Rushmore.
Well, how come you're in this conversation then? Well, I mean, all you want to do is blow up that mountain.
Right.
Chad, the Comic Core Chad is not a fan of ladies wrestling one bit. Once that glow went off the air, that's all it was done. He didn't want to watch anything else. He was very upset.
Yeah.
Glow.
What's that group you're a part of with Al Bundy? The No Ma'am? The group? Is that the No Ma'am?
The No Man movement.
No Ma'am movement. So what, am I giving my pick on the Mount Rushmore? Or how many have you guys done so far?
It's just the first round. First round.
All right.
What's the recap? I got Medusa.
Sensational Sherry.
There you go.
All right. Well, does it have to be a woman wrestler or just a woman in wrestling?
Woman in wrestling is fine.
Okay. So mine would have to be the one that was, I can't remember the girl's name, but she was hanging around Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry, and it's the one where he found out she had a...
Mae Young, yeah.
No, the other one that he found out she had a penis. And he goes, oh my God, she's got a penis. That right there, that was probably one of my favorite wrestling ladies. I don't even know her name, but she's on my Mount Rushmore.
But Mae Young, when she
wait. I know this. Was it? Oh my God, she managed Goldust.
I don't know.
Marlena?
No, Marlena.
Yeah, she smoked a cigar.
That was Marlena.
Marlena did not have a penis, but the one that was Mark Henry. Sammy,
Yeah,
there you go, Sammy's. Oh my God, she's got a penis. And it's just the best line. He fell over, like fainted and stuff. It's just a classic Mark Henry moment. And the only reason I'm thinking about it is because, they just did the documentary about him after Elimination Chamber. And just seeing all his fun things he did with the Sexual Chocolate character, with China, with this girl, with Mae Young, that just kind of stands out. But that's just kind of that's a lower tier Mount Rushmore. That would probably be Chad's favorite because it's actually a man, because he doesn't like having women on the top of his mountain. But anyway, that's my easy pick, and then I'll get into some other ones as we go along. This is gonna go off the rails fast.
Oh, this whole show's been off the rails, Bueller. Don't worry. Do not worry.
So whose turn is it?
Carson.
Oh, I gotta go for my second one, huh?
But did you?
Yeah, Chad started.
Core Chad.
Yeah, Chad started.
Okay. Miss Elizabeth.
Oh, yes. Yep, the royalty of Miss Elizabeth.
She was addicted to drugs. She died of drugs.
Wrestling.
That's right, Chad likes it.
I was going to say that. I was holding it in.
All right. Of course.
Now, I got to say this first. I love having not to host a show with Bueller After Dark. I can just sit here and enjoy myself.
Oh God, I gotta get it going.
The next one, I'm gonna try to put together a legitimate one without dongs hanging off of it. I'll go Trish Stratus, because obviously another trailblazer. She's got it up on one of these, so I'll pick Trish.
I agree. She's good.
Great pick.
I'm gonna pick Jacqueline.
Jackie.
Oh,
nice, not bad.
That's a good pick.
Yeah. I guess I'm gonna go ahead, and I guess for me, I'm gonna go Lita, because I was a big Hardy Boys fan during that time, and I felt like she, that whole high flying thing, she showed that the women can do it too. So I'm gonna put Lita up on there in mine.
I like Lita. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, I know she ain't the strongest, but I'm just going
I like how she wore thongs.
Hey, and no one can hate that.
I love the fact that the last time she wrestled, they had to sew her thongs Make it look like that. That was pretty.
You know, to pay, I gotta say one really good thing about Lita, a lot of people forget about, and that was her run with the Rated R Superstar Edge.
Oh yeah,
Like
that's right.
they had an awesome run together, and they made them do so much shit they were uncomfortable with, like that rough, torrid sex segment and everything.
Yeah,
That's fantastic.
She put up with so much stuff, and yeah, she deserves all the credit in the world, in my opinion.
I think Matt Hardy would disagree.
Yeah.
They had sex.
All right, feeler number 2.
Here we go.
Here, you know what? I'm gonna stick with. Honestly, I'd have to go with China, and I know somebody said China already, but China, you know, she did her pornos, and those were great. Let's give her credit where credit's due. But you know, her wrestling career was pretty awesome. I remember when she debuted, and just her coming down there and kind of, you know, just she didn't say a word, and she didn't need to. Her presence was there, and then as time goes on, she kind of, you know, got into the wrestling and stuff, and she was awesome. She could do some pretty cool stuff. She was definitely. She was the type of athlete in the women's division, like nobody's going to beat her. And realistically, there's no reason why any other wrestler on the roster, female wrestler, could beat her. So what did they do? They
give her the IC championship.
Yeah,
bro.
They made her wrestle dudes.
Yeah, bro.
That
Chris Jericho feud was one of my favorite things as a kid because Chris Jericho is one of my favorite wrestlers.
Yeah, and she held her own. She held her own against Jericho. She held her own against Jeff Jarrett and like Eddie Guerrero and stuff like that. So China, she's right up there.
Sweet. All right, swinging it back to Chad from the Comic Core.
Dirty Chad.
I'm going to go like a time period in this woman's career. So Linda McMahon, when she was like comatose.
Yeah, he likes some comatose.
Zombie Linda.
Don't say a word. Just sit in the chair and take it. It's his favorite right there. He just wheels her to the mountain, pushes her right off.
Linda McMahon?
Linda McMahon. Oh, man.
Comatose McMahon. That's my one. Sorry, Chad, Comic Core Chad. What was that? Go ahead. Sorry.
You basically said
I
could disagree.
Jeff.
Wow.
I think it's Carson's turn.
I can go. That's fine. My next pick.
Wait, he's so happy. He's just chipper.
Yeah.
No stress.
Yeah, that's great. My next pick, I'm gonna go out of left field a little bit, but I think I can convince you guys to understand. I'm gonna pick Gail Kim.
Oh, that's my pick.
Oh, sorry, man.
You should have gone next, Jeff. He gave it to you first.
I know. That's okay. That's a good pick. Great pick.
Yeah, here's why I'm picking her. I mean, if you guys remember her WWE run, it sucked. I mean, there's no way around it. But in that first one, she's just like, you know what? We're not getting pushed. This is ridiculous. She worked as hard as the men did. So what'd she do? She goes to TNA, where they even have
she killed it, TNA, man.
But yeah, like they realized what they had in TNA, luckily, and they basically built an entire women's division around Gail Kim.
Yeah.
So, and then for a while, I mean, it was leaps and bounds better than anything WWE had in terms of women's wrestling. Because, I mean, this is when, like, your Litas and your Trish Stratus's, they all left because they were dealing with the same BS that Gail Kim was. But in TNA, I mean, they had a fair shot. They brought in, like, Awesome Kong and others to really just build up this division around Gail Kim. So, and in my opinion, that division really led into what WWE kind of has now in the women. So yeah, I think she deserves any type of spot on the Mount Rushmore of women.
Yep.
All right, Jeff. Hey, shout out to Beyond the Blast Doors joining us, man. That's awesome.
David, what's up, man?
Yeah, what's up, bro? We were talking some Star Wars earlier, man.
Hopefully, he likes wrestling.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with Natalia, just nice. Natalie, Hart, because she's pretty good. She's still wrestling, but I don't know. Beth Phoenix is okay, but I think Natalia is better.
Nope.
Are you from Canada?
I'm from California.
Oh, okay. Because you said Crippler.
Yeah, you didn't like
Scary
that,
Sherry.
like the Canadian crippler either. Whatever.
All right, so I'm gonna give you 2 so I can go make another drink.
All right.
All right, so I guess, and I know Joker said Charlotte Flair earlier in the chat, but I'm gonna change it up. I'm gonna go someone, I guess, of the newer era. For me, I guess I really like Alexa Bliss. I think she's someone that has kind of blazed her own way, so to speak. And then I guess my last one to kind of piggyback on what Bueller said earlier about the Mark Henry thing, but I like the Mae Young version better, where she gave birth to a hand. So I gotta go.
A hand. It's a
Let's
hand.
give him a hand.
I didn't understand that.
She gave birth to a hand. No one understood it,
Yeah,
but it was
yeah.
great. It was
It's
as a
like
kid, I
That's a
enjoyed
WWE storyline for you.
it. I will be back, gentlemen. And yeah, don't. It's already off the rails, so I'm not worried. Thanks.
I'm up. I'm gonna go with AJ Styles. AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ Lee, huh?
AJ Lee,
AJ Lee's awesome.
because she doesn't wrestle anymore.
Yeah. And I don't know. She was.
She wrote a book.
It's just hard because, like, in a sense like that, was she around long enough? That's my only thought with AJ Lee was she really around long enough? That's why there's a couple like Sasha Banks. I think she could probably be on this list, but that's another one. Is like, has she been around long enough? I had the same thoughts with like Charlotte Flair. She would probably eventually be on that, but
The belt longer than any other woman wrestler. Am I right on that?
Who?
No, you're not right. No. No.
AJ Lee. I think Nikki Bella.
I think it was
unfortunately,
Nicole
WWE.
Bass has that record.
No, I think Bella.
Is that on your list, Bueller, for your Mount Rushmore? Was that going to be your pick 4?
Nicole Bass? No.
Alicia Fox.
No.
No,
I
I
th-
think Bella did. I think Nikki Bella did break AJ's record, but I mean, up
Yeah.
to that point, I mean, they
Yeah,
just
she had a record for a minute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, of course, Bueller has the original record for like 40,000 years as women's champion, or however
Did
long.
you know she was a madam?
Yeah.
I
That's why
did
they changed the name of that battle royal to nothing last year.
Eh.
Legitimately, it was the Fabulous Moolah Battle Royal, and then it turned into the women's Battle Royal at WrestleMania. Thanks, Snickers.
How many people we putting on the mountain? 4?
Four.
I think there's only 4 on Mount Rushmore last time I checked. So.
Well, sometimes it's Comic Core Chad. He can do whatever he wants. He's Comic Core Chad.
I'm surprised he came up with 4.
I've only done 2. I think I need to give my 3rd.
Yeah, that's why I segued you in the
okay.
Cole Bass pick, because we haven't gone yet.
I'm gonna go with she was one of my favorites, yeah, and she annoyed me every time. Sensational Sherry. Gosh, every time she'd come out, it didn't matter who she was managing or whatnot. She just brought them heat like you wouldn't believe, and she was great. She played it up really good. She always had her heel, her shoe or whatnot. She'd take off and hit people with and stuff.
Yeah, loaded purse.
Yep, all that good stuff. Sensational Sherry in the 80s, top notch.
Yeah, I agree.
I never watched her when she actually was a wrestler. She was a wrestler for a long time, but from everything I've heard, she was really good.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool, Chad. Thanks for paying attention. Are you texting? Are you trying to order a pizza right now? Thanks, I appreciate that.
Taco Bell.
They
All right, Jeffrey, you want to go first for your 4th pick this time?
Yeah, I'll go with Miss Elizabeth.
Nice.
Yeah, she's on drugs.
Aren't they all?
Jeez.
Her and Lex Luger is drugging it up.
I'm sure they all, Macho Man, Hulk Hogan, him.
Isn't that when Kurt Hennig died too?
Yeah. Brian Pillman.
Gone too soon.
I think Randy Savage drove into a tree just to get away from Elizabeth.
Oh my God. Bueller After Dark.
That's not what happened?
He had a massive heart attack and then drove into the
You know what? I read the National Enquirer and they get things mixed up, so my bad. I heard she was chasing him down the street trying to get that alimony, and he's like I'm getting away. He's like, "Where's Major Guns? I need some Major Guns."
Major Guns. No one's Hall of Fame or Mount Rushmore.
No holds barred, baby.
Right. How we roll.
Bone saw's ready.
I got you for 3 minutes. 3 minutes of playtime.
Yes.
You got lust in your eyes.
I think that was on the cutting room floor, I think.
Yeah.
All right, my fourth pick is I didn't want to use anyone too current. Like obviously I could put Charlotte, Sasha, any of those ladies on the list, but I decided to go a little bit once again out of left field. I'm going to go Sarah Del Rey.
Ooh.
She was tearing it up in the independent scene in the late 2000s and the early aughts, and not only was she establishing the independent women's wrestling scene, she was scrapping it with the guys too and having technical wrestling matches with them. And then now, I mean, she's one of the biggest contributors now because she's basically one of the people helping train at the Performance Center. I think she's the lead trainer now, if I'm not mistaken. So pretty much, my dream for her is to eventually she could pull like a Fit Finley and eventually just have like one more run in her late 30s. I think that would be awesome. But I've always enjoyed
carry
her
a shillelagh.
That too, sure, Chad.
Hornswoggle.
She'll have her own hornswoggle.
Yeah.
Her very own.
Yep.
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 I think I'm supposed to be on another live show right now. I don't know. I don't remember.
Well, thank you for joining me, Beulah. This is awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah, tonight has been a very random and crazy night, but thank all of you guys for joining us, and thank everyone for joining us here in the chat that is still with us, because me and Jeff been going for a minute now, man.
You started 115 minutes ago.
That's crazy, right? Or at least in my eyes, that's pretty crazy. But hey, I got a Mount Rushmore for you. I can't even speak anymore. Mount Rushmore of NXT.
I wasn't done.
No, that's right. Oh.
I've only got 3 people on my mountain.
All right, give us your fourth viewer. Sorry.
Does everyone have 4?
Yeah.
Oh,
You're the last to go.
Jeffrey, you got 4?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So my fourth person in this Comic Court Chad get pissed off about this because he normally does. But honestly, and this is swear to God, and even though she's only been around for a few years, I think Charlotte Flair is probably one of the best female wrestlers, and actually wrestlers in general, that I would put on the mountain. And I can just see Chad right now unsubscribing to my channel. But but honestly, if you look what she does, and I think that she's just in the league all of her own. And I think it's the other female wrestlers have trouble keeping up with her. I think if you saw Charlotte wrestle Charlotte, which would be like a dream because there'd be awesome. Yeah, there'd be 2 of them and 4 of them. But it would just be it would be one of those matches that would just be off the chain, because I think she's the way she's big, she carries herself well, she looks like a wrestler, she can do the high flying, she does all the flips and everything. Nobody else really does that on the female roster, what she can do, and she's bigger than all of them. Yeah. So my hat's off to Charlotte Flair. She's on the mountain, whether Comic Core Chad likes it or not, because he's kind of an ass when it comes to female wrestling. The only ones he likes is R-Truth and Little Jimmy, and that's the only 2 that he likes. Chad's the worst. I love Chad.
Little Jimmy.
I like Chad. Chad is the Chuck Palumbo of the
Dude.
Oh my God, Palumbo.
Yeah.
The curly
I guess I picked Sean
locks and
O'Hare.
all. Sean O'Hare looked cool, man.
Yeah, he had that the Shanton bomb.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
How about your Mount Rushmore of heroes or comics? You wanted to get back on comics.
There you go. Get back to comics. We can do that. It's been a while since we talked about comics now. Mount Rushmore of heroes. All right. Well, I mean, I don't know if the four behind me say anything, I guess.
Those are the ones I was just gonna pick. Make it easy. Wolverine, Captain America, Batman, Superman, done.
And I don't think I don't think anyone would argue. I mean, we can maybe go villains. That might be a little
Villains, okay.
You know,
I like
villains. Everyone's favorite villains. Your Mount Rushmore of villains. And I guess going outside of the Joker, because I feel like that's just one that everyone's gonna pick.
Because there's 3 of them.
Yeah, right now there is.
How many?
3.
Well, Marvel, all their villains are turned into superheroes now. So can you pick? You can't pick any from them, right?
Well, I guess. I mean,
just joking.
Yeah, like Venom and all that.
Let's just piss off Comic Core Chad some more. Well, how about our favorite female heroes?
Yeah. Yeah. I got a list of them.
Actually, yeah, for sure. I'm putting on my Mount Rushmore female characters. She-Hulk.
Ooh, that's a good one.
She-Hulk. I think she. I mean, I love the fact that Jason Aaron's put her in that new Avengers team right now, and she's getting a little more love. And I hope we see her eventually on the big screen. So I'm going She-Hulk. That's my first one. Who wants to take it next?
Storm.
That was from Seawood 19.
What?
Is that for you? Who said Storm? That was from Jeffrey?
Yes.
I didn't even see your lips move, man. What's happening? Storm. That's it.
Storm.
I don't want to talk about it any more than that. Storm.
I didn't know. Storm. She's like my favorite character besides the Hulk, so it has to be number 1, right?
All right, Storm it is.
I would say Starfire because that's all Cat Ren talks about.
Okay.
Yeah, she might come after us if no one mentions Starfire. So good job.
All right.
Kat.
All right.
Who's Starfire?
She's a cosplayer.
You got to learn before Friday, or else you're in big trouble.
Yeah, you're gonna. I'm gonna. say,
Bueller, I don't know if you know, but Jeffrey is your guys' guest on the Comic Core this Friday. So.
I normally don't know until like 10 minutes before the show who's on the show. That's honestly true. That's like, oh, by the way, who's on the show. Okay, that sounds good. Joe Ryan's on the show. All right, that sounds good.
It was announced today here on my channel.
By C. Wood.
By C. Woodard.
Sounds like a plan.
He's like, I'm free on Friday. He's like, you heard it here first. Jeffrey Henson on the Comic Core this Friday, 10 p.m. Eastern. Because you never know what's going to happen on the Comic Core, 10 p.m. Eastern.
Dare to defy.
Yep.
Yes. Hashtag.
As far, I'd have to agree with Nice Chad, and I'm going to go with She-Hulk.
Nice Chad.
Yeah. Nice Chad. He said She-Hulk, and I'm a big fan of She-Hulk. That's actually one of my favorite characters is She-Hulk. You know, it's one of Stan Lee's as well. You know, he came up with her, and I just like the backstory, how she became She-Hulk, and then the fact that she's a version of the Hulk, but there's no infighting between the two personalities. Obviously, they kind of work together, and just some of the storylines that they put her in the comics, I always liked them. So She-Hulk's definitely up there.
I like the version of She-Hulk in the original Old Man Logan.
But, was she tied up in that one?
Huh?
Was she tied up in that one? Is that why you like that?
She's probably a man.
She inbred with the regular Hulk, and they had kids.
Oh, we'll see.
That's probably why Chad likes it, right?
Jeffrey got you covered on that one there, Chad.
Thanks, Jeff.
Oh God.
What about you, Carson?
So for my second pick, I'm gonna go Buffy. I don't care if she's not in these superhero comics. She's in a Dark Horse comic. No, she's in a Boom comic, so I'm great with that. So, gotta go Buffy the Vampire Slayer. She's one of my favorites.
All right, Chad.
Agent 55.
What?
Oh my God! No, not 355. What the hell was her name?
Oh, Agent 355 from Why the Last Man.
Yeah.
There you go. That's a good pick. I'll take it.
Okay. All right. So
She's the inspiration of behind Michonne.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Someone's picking Michonne next.
All right, so I guess my second pick, and I guess in my eyes, I also feel she's like just a little underrated in, or doesn't get enough credit. But Oracle, I'm going Oracle for me, man.
Okay, I like it.
So.
I like Oracle because she was in a wheelchair.
I figured you would like that for that reason.
That's
but I'm just going. I don't know. I think she's, the whole relationship between her and Batman, and I don't know. I think it gets looked past a lot, and I think she's an awesome character that we could also potentially see in, a future movie or something like that. So Oracle, Barbara Gordon.
I'm gonna go with my second pick, and this is because I just love watching the cartoon, the Firestar from the Spider-Man cartoons, and I really don't know. I didn't follow her. I had like her limited series in like the Marvel comics and stuff, and I really didn't follow her past that. But as far as like the Marvel cartoons, the Spidey and Friends, I love that show. So Firestar will be right up there.
I am going to go with Wonder Woman. I just really enjoy reading the Wonder Woman books. She's pretty much a freaking badass. So, yeah.
Yep.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yep.
Wonder Woman.
Yep. All right. So everyone's got two?
Yep.
All right. I guess I'll kick it off with third. I mean, I guess I would normally put Wonder Woman up there, but I could change it up, and I'm gonna go with damn. This is hard now. Scarlet Witch. I guess she's, pretty powerful. Can't do much to hurt her. She's, she's got big things that happened to her in the comic book world, in the actual comics. So Scarlet Witch.
She's nuts.
She's pretty crazy.
No more mutants.
I like that.
I like that.
Who's
I
up
like it.
next?
Who's up next?
Is Jeff here?
I just went, so I didn't even know C. Woodard did the second one yet. So
Did you do your second one, Seawood?
Oh yeah, I've already done two. I did Wonder Woman and I did Buffy.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Buffy's
I
unconventional.
guess I missed that one.
Yeah, you did. Joe.
People were talking over and complaining about women wrestlers over my pick.
Got it.
Yeah,
I'm
is,
used to it,
is
though.
Chad texting you that right now? I can't believe you're talking about women wrestling. I hate those women wrestling. My phone's dead because I've been texting about how much I hate women's wrestling. I've been posting on what's that? I don't even know what that thing's called. Whatever that board is, red. I don't know, Reddit thing or whatnot. Chad's got a whole subreddit thing about hating female wrestlers. Anyway, my third pick, easy one, Rogue. Always loved Rogue.
Sweet.
Really cool character in the books. Awesome character in the cartoon. Not a very good character in the X-Men
Horrible,
movies.
right? Oh, God.
Just the worst. But Rogue, man, one of my favorites.
I'm gonna go with Aunt May.
Aunt May. All right.
Keeps Peter grounded.
Yeah, another person in a wheelchair, pretty much. Keep it rolling, Chad. Keep it rolling.
I'm going to pick Kate Kane, Batwoman.
Okay.
I think she had one of the best female stories I've ever read with the Greg Rucka Detective Comics run. It's one of my favorites. So gotta pick Kate Kane.
I'm gonna go with Shuri because she's super smart and they made her look really cute. So why not?
Okay. All right. My last pick. Oh, Chad, you got you? Oh no, he did. Aunt May, I forgot. All right, so my last pick. I guess I'm really not sure if that was real. You know what? I guess, bro, you got to go Wasp, right? She's one of the original members of the Avengers.
I mean, you go wherever you want.
Sure.
Yeah, I guess I'm going Wasp.
Sure,
Going Wasp. Yeah.
Sure. Yep.
Yo, what's up? Who dat? Thanks for joining us, man. Who dat comic?
Who dat?
Yo, if you want, bro, the link's in the chat. You can just hop on in if you want to join us, bro. It's that type of night, my friend.
Yeah, we don't care what the hell's going on.
Tangled web too.
I like Peppermint Patty. That's my number 4.
No, she's not in a wheelchair.
Chad's like, I can arrange that.
Yeah. Chad's the Stephen Hawking of the Comic Corps. Hello.
Yo, I'm not gonna get any subscribers.
Can I go ahead? I'm gonna get my 4th. Are we on 4th now?
Yeah.
All right. My 4th is Dazzler. Bell bottoms, disco. Come on, you gotta love it, Dazzler. That's my 4 right there.
Give 21 thumbs up. I don't think you're losing anything, man.
Oh yeah, all right, sweet. All right, I hope so. Thank you guys for joining us and hitting that like button.
Yeah, thank you. Don't forget to like and subscribe. You know what to do.
Yep.
I'll see you next time.
Let's go back to the chat. We got Mike Johnson. What's going on?
Of course, it's helping. That's why I love it, dude.
I'm gonna go. Jean Grey's my 4th pick.
Yeah, solid ass pick right there.
Yeah. She dared to fight. She's like, I'm on a team of men, and I don't
She
care
kills
if I'm a
people.
woman or not. I'm gonna represent the women on X-Men, and she did it, and then some. So, got to pick Jean Grey / Phoenix / Marvel Girl.
All right.
That's a good pick.
Yeah.
She's got split personality.
How about April O'Neil? Does that count?
Nope.
Yes.
What?
Yeah, man. I thought about saying that too.
I know she doesn't have any superpowers, but like she kicked a lot of butt and did a lot of like sneaky stuff to help those Ninja Turtles out.
I'm supposed to be making a video right now.
I did 4 of them today, dude. 4. I mean,
I
4
saw
videos.
it dropped 4.
I've only dropped 2.
Oh, you
the
dropped-
other ones are ready to go. I've just been preoccupied.
I got so much work to do.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
Peeler, I
just-
hope you're taking notes because this is going to be a topic on Comic Con on Friday night.
We're still doing that.
Nothing else to talk about.
I thought we hired a new crew so that we could.
That's
have
Wednesday
Friday
night
nights
or
off.
whatever day. That's the
When are they
pre-show.
starting? Please, God.
Peeler, you're still stuck on the A show.
Yeah, they're on like Tuesday. We're on. Oh, wait, are they on Wednesday?
I don't know.
It's
God.
Tuesday
Like
or
the
Wednesday.
West Coast Avengers of the
To be
Comic Corps.
determined.
Oh, I like the West Coast Avengers. I live on the West Coast. So does Jeffrey. He lives on the West Coast as well. West Coast is really good. Do you know much about the what are we talking about tonight?
We've
Well,
got
let's
Joker
go.
21 in the chat. What's going on, Joker?
Hey, what's up, Joker? What's up, Sam?
Welcome
Sam was over
Your
at my
boys
house
represent
yesterday.
East Coast. Peeler, can I hear you heel off at least one time today on somebody else's city like you did on me?
Where do you live, Mean Chad?
Yo, we got Barbara Lopez. Shout out to Barbara. Thanks for joining us, Barbara.
Hey, what's up, Barbara Lopez? How you doing? I don't know who that is.
No,
My name's Bueller.
Peeler's gonna sub you up.
I am known as Comics with Bueller.
His first name's Comics with.
Oh,
Hey guys. Hey Barbara.
Yo, Barbara.
She must know Chad because she said hey Chad first and then hey guys.
Yes, she is a friend of mine from the MCE family, from the MCE YouTube channel. She collects statues and she has an awesome collection. And you can actually check out her. She has a video statue room that
that's
they
cool.
did over at MCE. So you can definitely check out her video at the MCE channel, and you can see the awesome statues that her and her husband collect. They're super sick. They have a sick collection. It's pretty cool.
She's got a husband.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing, nice Chad. If she's a friend of yours, she's a friend of mine. So Barbara, welcome to this live stream, and feel free to check out my channel. I'm always hustling for those subscribers. And if you like what you see, go ahead and subscribe. If you don't like what you see, go ahead and subscribe, and then we'll call it good.
I gotta make sure I add everyone's links to the bottom of this when this is done. But yeah, you
go
can
ahead and check out the links down below. They're not there yet, and they probably never will be. But that's okay.
Make sure you spell them right, though.
No, I got Jeff's link on there already before we started. So Jeff's is on there. So she can sub up Jeff. And then you can sub up Comics with Bueller. Everyone knows Comics with Bueller. Are you kidding me?
Bueller.
So
I just subbed her up, and she has one video called "Celebrating the Miami Heat NBA Finals."
Hey,
Oh,
and you,
pretty
hey,
cool.
you don't understand, man. But down here, man, when we had LeBron, yo, we were all celebrating, man. It was
Where's
parade
LeBron
every day.
now?
He's
Oh,
in
no,
LA.
let's go.
Hey, I still love it. Hey, I have no hate towards LeBron. He gave me 2 championships, bro. I'll love that guy to the day I die, man.
West
I got-
Coast life.
So,
You know who you should sew up? That's Sam's Tangled Web.
Wow.
yeah, definitely, man. And
Michael
he's
Jordan's
got,
bad.
yo, hold on. Most importantly, Sam's got a giveaway. All right, and everyone needs to go. Make sure you go check out that video so you can get part of Sam's Tanglewood giveaway.
When did he start doing that?
I don't know. I didn't know he was.
He did a video at some dude's house. It was
People
Yeah.
need to
That
check
dude looked like a total crazy Hell's Angel guy. He had the big old black leather jacket on and everything.
It's cold in my house, man. I don't know. I wish the summer would come because
Dude.
it's annoying.
Yeah, it's been raining for like a week straight here, man.
It must be rough.
Yeah, I
Rain.
know, right? Rain. Shoot. People are crazy in California.
Yeah, I don't know. I've only been down to California once, and that was the best.
Yeah, well, you guys get snow up there, so.
We don't get a lot of snow. It's not like Florida.
Yeah, hey, I'm yeah,
Miami.
we're snowed in right now, you know, down here in Florida.
Gotta watch out for them hurricanes, though.
You know, hey, but what's cool about them is you can prepare, man. Like, you know, you can load up, stock up. You know, you board up your house, you're good to go. You know,
Yeah, that hurricanes are coming, guys. You got those windows covered up?
yeah,
That
bro.
sounds
You got hurricane
like fun.
parties, bro. It's a lot of fun, man. You know,
Oh,
you
God,
just
I-
drink.
I'd be having nightmares, man.
That would be so much fun getting impaled by a stop sign.
Oh, gosh, right there. It's gotta
End
be.
up in a wheelchair.
Hey, bro,
Just like
I'm
Chad
telling
likes.
you,
That's so crazy. I'd be freaking out, man.
Look at Chad. He's so cute in the
Which
laundry
part is
room.
Jason takes a guy who's in a
You
wheelchair
even,
to throw
oh
the-
man, he did me out. He said I'm in my laundry room.
That is the coolest looking laundry room I've ever seen in my life, Chad. That's fantastic. Don't forget to put the clothes on gentle. You don't want to damage them. Delicate.
Air dry.
It is a laundry.
I know. Oh,
The mystique
That's
has been the man behind. I'll give you that one since I called you out the first time.
you called me that one time at like 3 o'clock in the morning. You penis dialed me.
It was a butt dial. I told you it was a butt dial.
Oh, I
The
thought
old
it was a
dick
penis.
dial.
And my first response was, why is his phone next to his? Well, gross. I understand the butt dial thing. You sit down and it happens. But how does the other thing happen? Why do you
All right.
keep it?
Especially when I'm driving.
What is happening? Where are you?
All
Where
right.
are you
Yeah,
from?
right.
What
The
part of the
Mount-
country do they
Mount
let you dwell?
Rushmore villains. Let's go back to the Mount Rushmore villains.
Hey guys,
Uh,
I gotta tell you, hey Chad, thanks for having me on here. I do gotta bounce because I gotta go get me a Shamrock Shake. So I'll see you guys.
no, thanks for being on, Chad. Thank you, man.
Bye,
Make sure you guys go check out the
Chad.
Comic Core on Friday nights, where you'll see Jeffrey there, their star guest this Friday. So check out the Comic Core. Thanks for joining us, Chad. Thanks,
My
man.
name is
You're the man.
Chad, and I wear plaid.
All right. Well, I still have you gentlemen here. Do you want to do a quick Mount Rushmore of villains and I guess call it an evening?
Cool.
All right. Thank everyone for joining us. Thank you. Yes, Barbara, this is my live show, and it's gone off the rails as you've seen. And I thank you for joining me. This is awesome that you're here. And I thank everyone for joining us and everyone that's hit that like button. And we're going to do Mount Rushmore of villains and then possibly call it a night. So does anyone want to kick it off, or do you want me to kick it off? Because I already have one.
Go for it.
All right, cool. Right off the bat, MF Doom, or Doom. I just think of MF Doom, my favorite rapper, but Doom, you got Doom all day. He's probably one of the greatest villains that you can plug into any type of comic, being the Avengers. He's been used in Thor. He's been used everywhere. And yeah, I love the infamous Doom, and anything that they've used Doom in, I'm all about it. So Doom.
I'm a fan of Doom. I think that's pretty good. I'll go next. I have always liked Craven. That's one of my just favorite guys. The Spider-Man was probably one of my favorites growing up, and the Craven character was just I just liked his aspect and stuff. I always thought he had a really cool outfit as well. So Craven is one of my favorites. He's not really like a OP villain type thing. You know, so he's always kind of planning out his attacks and stuff. So I like that. So Craven's one of my top.
I'm going to go with Magneto. He's kind of the same thing, though, as Craven. You know, every once in a while, he's kind of cool, but for the most part, he's just a jerk.
And that's why Mean Chad left.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Kingpin.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, he's also like if the $1 Million Man somehow turned into like a fat, big, burly comic book character.
Right.
Like he looks at he has power. He uses everybody's smallest weaknesses and makes them their greatest weaknesses. And I just keep thinking about that that one. Oh God, I'm so tired. I don't remember what the Daredevil storyline where he finds out who Matt Murdock's Daredevil, Born In.
Oh, yeah.
That is just the ultimate villainy right there. I mean, he doesn't want to kill him. He just wants to ruin his life. And, you know, he gets him disbarred. He freezes all of his credit cards. He gets him, kicked out of his apartment. Like, he just wants to be a villain sometimes. And Kingpin, he's one bad dude.
Damn. That is a great one. All right, Kingpin would be on mine, but I'm going to make sure I choose a different one to just make sure we change it up. And I guess for me, for sure, and I guess it doesn't get even more villain than this, and I hope he gets even more shine. And it looks like he's going to, because everyone's favorite writer talks about this is his favorite villain, but got to go Carnage. And I'm wearing the shirt. And, I mean, sick, sadistic. I mean... What more can you ask for from a villain, right? So,
Carnage.
Yeah.
Yep. I'm gonna go with Dr. Octopus.
Dr. Ock. Oh,
yeah, honestly, most of my villains are probably going to be Spider-Man villains because I mean, really, his cast of villains that he went up against on a regular basis is probably right there with what Batman's villains are.
Those two probably have the best, gallery of villains, hands down.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I mean, and if you look at it, those two are basically almost everyone's, 1A or 1B favorite comic book heroes, and it has to be because they're villains,
Yeah. So, I concur.
I hear that. Sweet.
I'm gonna go with Juggernaut. He's
Juggernaut.
Yeah, Juggernaut's been around for a while. He's had battles with everybody pretty much. Hulk, Spider-Man, X-Men, so Deadpool, whatever, all those guys.
Yep, back in 2013, I was dealing with a pretty big Juggernaut.
I think for my next one, I've got to pick him for. See, I'm used to this. For the next one, I'm going to pick him before anyone else does. I'm going to pick Lex Luthor.
All right.
Oh, nice. Man.
He's just, I think the best story example I can think of to throw out there is All-Star Superman, where he's just so smart. He could cure cancer. He could change the world, but he just hates the idea that Superman is everyone's hero so much that he makes himself the villain because he just believes so against Superman that he just does everything in his power to try to kill Superman.
Good one. Good one.
Very nice.
Very, very nice. All right, so number 3 for me, villain. I'm probably gonna have to go, and I don't want to. And I said earlier, I don't want the Joker because I feel like everyone uses Joker. So I'm gonna go with one of my favorites as, I guess, a kid, and it's definitely gonna have to be Two-Face. I don't know why. I think that's just a great, one of Batman's villains, I guess, that he's always comes across. I love the whole coin thing. And growing up as Batman the Animated Series, that was definitely one of my favorite villains as a kid growing up, watching that show. So I'm going to put Two-Face up there.
Nice.
I'm gonna have to go with and this is from Spawn, the clown or Violator. Is it Violator?
Yeah.
Both right.
I always liked that when that launched and seeing. I think he made his debut in issue 2 or something like that. But I remember that villain and just how creepy it was and everything, and then I getting the toy and stuff as well. But I've always liked that one, so I'm gonna have to go with that one.
Nice. I'm gonna go with Abomination. I'm just, I'm a big Hulk fan. Everything, my whole world revolves around Incredible Hulk. So, like, one of his main villains, Abomination, gotta go with him.
Nice. I think for my next one, D-Runk Comics are already called out in the chat. I'm gonna go Zoom.
Ooh.
Just the fact he's one of those villains. It's just like sometimes to be the worst villain, you have to think everything you do is for the right reason, even though it's for like the worst, scummiest reason possible. So Zoom thought like him going back in time and like terrorizing Wally West and his family was going to make him a better superhero, and that's why he did what he did, is to make Wally West a better Flash.
No, great pick. That's a great pick. All right, so last up on my Mount Rushmore, it's definitely gonna have to be. I guess I'm going Green Goblin. Just
that was gonna be my pick.
I'm sorry, Bueller. I'm sorry to take it,
right.
but I mean, you can't talk Spider-Man and his greatest foe, probably hands down.
Yeah.
So, and being that he's probably everyone's favorite character, he's got to be up on the Mount Rushmore. So I got to put him up there.
Right on.
So I got to make all right. Someone else go so Bueller can think.
No, I got one. I have a backup.
You had a backup? All right, go ahead.
So it's sticking with the Spider-Man, and this is kind of a goofy character. I've always liked it, but it's Rhino.
Okay.
I just thought
That's cool. That's cool,
right,
though.
Big, he's kind of like a animal version of Juggernaut, type thing. And but the Rhino, it's right up there.
Yeah, no, he's probably like 5 on my list. If it would have been a 5 person, he would have been on there for me. But I will go for my 4th one. I'm gonna go with Loki.
Oh,
Loki.
Nice.
Yeah,
I think Barbara
he's had epic battles with Thor and the Hulk too. So just all around nasty guy, right?
I think Barbara said that in the chat earlier. Loki.
Yep.
Yeah.
Nice. I think for pick number 4, I've got to go Sinestro.
Ooh, that's a great pick.
Yeah, just imagine your worst dictator with the most powerful cosmic weapon possible.
He said Tater.
Yeah, Tater. Tater. But just imagine the space dictator, and he uses the power of great fear to rule a planet basically that he's from, and he tries to instill all that fear into the rest of the galaxy. And he even recruits people like Anti-Monitor, Superboy Prime, Cyborg Superman to his side, and creates the Sinestro Corps. And it's really, that whole storyline is amazing. So gotta pick Sinestro.
Super cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I like that no one picked Darkseid or Thanos. Because I guess they're super easy.
I guess, right? Maybe.
I
was gonna go with Mr. Sinister. He was close up there. I remember watching the X-Men cartoons and seeing him.
I mean, there's a lot of hype around him too. As possibly being a villain that hopefully Disney will use if they take on, as they take on the X-Men franchise. Sorry, as they take
Right.
on. So, I mean, make sure you got your 221s, people.
Yeah.
So
Cool, man.
Well, this was a lot of fun. I want to thank all of you guys for joining me. We've been doing this for a minute. I don't want to hold up anyone for their video editing. I know Seaward's got to get to bed. Jeff, you've been in here from the entire time, man. So thank you for hopping in here with me. This has been awesome. I know Dark Mufasa has been in the chat the entire time. I think even a couple other people. So thank you guys, man. This is awesome. I appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. I hope to do it soon.
Yeah.
And again with everyone.
For sure.
Your pictures are crooked.
Oh yeah, I know. I got to figure it out. So
uneven.
Yeah.
They're uneven.
Yeah. I just threw them up. Hey, nothing's perfect in life, but I'll figure that out.
If I tilt my head, it's fine. So if you can see me while I'm doing this, I'm trying to look at Chad's picture or screen so it looks right.
Oh, too funny. Well, thank you guys again for joining me. If you can, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you guys later. And I'll make sure to add everyone's link that joined me here tonight in the description below. So thank you guys. Good night. Until next time, go get your books, people. Make sure you go get them and read them. Peace.
Yep.